see how.
What is that, babe?
That's on camera too. Oh.
Oh, really? Hey, put that in. Let's go, baby.
Let's give me that shit, baby. Cheers, my brother. We got the whiskey.
Yep.
We are loose tonight. We can do what we want.
We don't have any supervision.
Yeah.
By that we mean no DZ here tonight.
Our supervisor is gone. We are man down today. Which is funny too, because I wanted to have a break next week, and then this cunt's like, "I'm taking my break now." I was like, "Fuck you, man!" First of all,
He thinks he's got rats.
yeah. First of all, I want to run my shit like a Temu warehouse. All right, minimal wage, minimal fucking breaks. All right, no breaks
All
until
Asian.
I say.
All Asian.
Yeah, Asians sweating their ass off in the workshop, getting shit done. This guy just rings me. He's like, "I'm not coming today." I was like, "Fuck you, man!"
Privilege. That's white privilege.
Literally.
Right there.
White people fucking thinking they can do what they want as always. God damn it. Man, welcome back. So technically this will be episode 123 because episode 122 is with Mr. Meagley and No Sight, which drops next Monday. And then the following Monday will be this episode. So we've got a couple of things banked up, which is good.
Yeah.
So we might have a break next week unless we squeeze one more out, then have a break. But there will be a break for us coming up. We'll just fucking have a week off and relax. We'll let the episodes air out. So as always, guys, thank you for fucking listening. I'm getting still good messages about the pod, man. The listeners are peaking, man. We're cracking like 60 listeners a week.
Yeah,
that's
nice.
60 individual people, man. That's pretty.
That's crazy.
That's pretty. And what's funny too is we had a random influx of our Indian followers have not returned, but we got an influx of Cuban followers. Weird
Really?
as shit, yeah. So, bienvenidos, my amigos. Weird as shit.
Mi casa, su casa.
Yeah, fucking oath. It was literally like 15 or 16 random Cuban dudes. I was like, fuck
wow.
yeah. So, we fuck with all y'all, man. Joey K, what's been happening? How's your week?
Well, I've had another Joey K special kind of week. So I have been kicked off one of my sites.
What? Oh, what have you done?
So I took on right now I'm running two jobs. ABC in the city, the main building. David Jones in Burwood, like the Westfields, they're refurbing both levels. And then also I just got given this St. Luke's job, which is a elderly hospital / retirement home for the old folk.
What did you do?
And so we're just doing the fire safety in there, right? So I'm doing like, we're on level 3, okay? I'm doing the smoke detectors, the speakers, all the stuff that's involved with fire, right? The fire protection on that level. I go down in the morning, do my daily isolation on the panel, all right? Now, when I isolate, you want to turn off the ASC they call. Don't ask me what it stands for, but it's a little red box on the side of the panel. To dumb it down, that talks to the brigade directly, all right? So when you're isolating, just to make sure, it's just nice procedure, it's safe procedure, sorry, to isolate that brigade button, essentially, then isolate the speaker panel, and then do your isolations, and then put it back into auto, put the brigade call back into auto, just in case while you're doing works on that level, if something else happens, it can still call and all the horns are going to go off, right? But what I did was, usually I have someone man the panel while I isolate the whole warning system of the building, right? The speakers and stuff that go off. I isolated it, but I didn't have the apprentice down there at the panel while I ran upstairs and did a join because I didn't trust it. But from that moment, I ran upstairs. By the time I did the join, got down, 7 minutes had passed. My project manager calls me. I'm up there. I'm racing back down. And my project manager goes, "Hey man, the builder just called. Apparently the alarm's going off, but none of the speakers went off. Like the brigade are down there." And I'm like, "What the fuck?"
The fire brigade rocked up.
I go down there. I run down there to try and beat the brigade because I'm like, maybe I've beat them to it. I didn't hear nothing, right?
What the fuck?
I've ran down. There's about 6 fire brigade people around this panel that I had isolated. There's the little Karen girl that worked at the reception for this like old people's home or whatever, and the builder. They're all looking at me as I'm coming up. I'm like, fucking hell. And the fire brigade guy's like, firefighters like, "Did you isolate this?" He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "You never leave this fucking unattended, like you're at a retirement home, blah, blah, blah. And then they're giving it to me. And next minute, the Karen girl who didn't even belong there, like she didn't need to be there.
Yeah.
And she's just like telling me off as well, like, oh, no, I've had it up to here, blah, blah. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, listen, I go, bro, guys, it was my bad. I go, my bad. But like, I was gone for 5 minutes. And then he's like, it only takes 1 minute to, and I'm like, true. You know what I mean? So from me cutting corners.
Oh, sorry. Oh, that's fucking Timu. Back to work.
From me cutting corners on the job being like, oh, it's only 5 minutes. I'll just quickly leave it unattended.
Yeah.
What happened was I didn't set the alarm off. During that time of me leaving the panel while I was isolated and getting back, during that time, someone on level 1, 2 floors down, cooking toast under a smoke alarm.
Oh.
It went off, right? But it didn't set off the speakers, which is they're saying is dangerous in the event if there was a fire.
Yeah.
No, everyone, all the oldies would just be sipping tea in bed. He goes,
yeah.
flames all around. But the only reason why it wasn't like bad was because the brigade still came because I de-isolated. I put everything else back to normal, like the brigade call and all that. It was just I silenced all the horns in the building momentarily.
Oh.
But during that time, I was unlucky enough
that someone
overcooked toast during that time.
Wow.
If they did it when I came back and pressed boom, and that's why I was in disbelief, but I still did the wrong thing. It's kind of like you got caught out from like a little corner cut, but it's just a bit of a reminder that like I've been doing it for so long not to get complacent, and I think I was just like thinking about getting the job done and keeping the apprentice up there working rather than him come down, stay by the panel. Because it seems like pointless, but you do it because of these reasons.
There's a reason why you do it, man. 100%, bro. But fuck, what are the odds of that though? In that 7 minute that someone
one of the guys that worked at the nursing place, I think it was that gay dude, but he was very
old gay.
he very feminine, whatever. Like he sucked a dick or two at least. But he was like, oh, just hanging around for the goss almost. And he's like, you don't buy, he's like, don't buy a lottery ticket today. Not your day today. I'm like, and I'm there going, like, I have the brigade just mouthing off of me. And I'm like, and because it's weird, right? If someone, okay, I have like sometimes a superiority thing where if someone tells me what to do, but in a negative way, or if they come at me, if they speak to me rude at all, I get my back up. You know what I mean? And it's probably not healthy, but like, you know, in my head when I'm going to the guys, oh yeah, I know 100% I'm in the wrong. And I am. I'm not saying I'm not. I made a mistake. But at the same time, right, the toxic side of me is going, I don't give a fuck whose fault it is. Tell that old dumb bitch to cook your toast right, okay? She had 5 minutes to do a job right. It probably took her 20 minutes to get to the toaster, right? Yeah. She just had to under toast it a bit, you know? But in my head, I'm thinking these things, but obviously to save my job, you know, which is crazy that like I would never take the shit that sometimes, people usually would never take the shit they take just because they have a job. You're suspect to just take more. Whereas someone spoke to me, like some people think they hide behind the position of whatever their role is in the company, and they speak to people like shit sometimes, right? But if that was a normal person you didn't work together, would you still speak to them like that? Like
no, probably not.
You know what I mean? Some people just cop it. If you got to cop it, if you make a mistake, cop it, and you can't say anything. But if it's in real life,
look.
Like I wonder how many managers or whatever would workers really want to tell them to get fucked. You know what I mean? Most, I reckon about a minimum 75% would tell their managers to just get fucked.
Oh, fucking oath. Like, look,
even if you do fuck up, it's like you still.
At the end of the day, look, you did get complacent.
Yeah.
But like, in saying that too, it wasn't like one of those like. It's not like you got complacent where like you were like you got like a random old lady like, here, hold this like dangerous while I go run upstairs. And it's like a complete. But
yeah, it's like if the brigade didn't rock up, I would have been in a whole lot of trouble, right? And even the boss, apparently the PM spoke to the boss, the head boss. And even the boss, the big boss, said, "Oh, at least he didn't flood the place because the wet fire guys, the guy with the sprinklers, they've had times where they've flooded a fucking you know." And guess, at least so he wasn't even worried. And then even the project manager was like, "Because this is the first time that something like that's happened to me, in terms of like fucking up on a job." You know what I mean? But even
it's first offence.
Yeah, the PM was like, "Oh no, it's happened to Mark like months ago. He let an apprentice ride a scissor without a ticket, and they caught him, and he got kicked off site." He's like, "As long as we don't lose the job, like the company, which we didn't, they're just shuffling. They don't want me or my apprentice on there for 6 months now, so we're kicked off.
Shit.
So now we're just moving around
Back
jobs.
to
So I'll go ABC, David Jones, and then he'll give me other jobs. And he goes, "Oh, don't worry, there's more jobs coming." So I think if he wasn't, I think he knew how hard it hit me, and I was thinking about it all Arvo yesterday. I was like, fuck, I just felt shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's like it's such a dumb mistake.
Yeah.
But
so hold on a second. So what are you still subbing to this company, or
no,
do you now
working full time? Yeah,
full time for them? What company is it?
Precision Fire.
Precision Fire. So you mostly focus on fire stuff.
Yeah, fire stuff. But electrical, the electrical side. So there's wet fire meaning the sprinkler fitters, dry fire meaning the electrical stuff. So I still obviously am an electrician. I know electrical. But I think a few years ago I decided to branch out, learn a bit more, another sector. Because then you become more like, the more you know, like you think you're worth a bit more. And they pay us really well, bro. And they look after us. Like if I never pay, they pay for my tolls. They pay me like $300 a week car allowance. They pay all this shit, bro, like that I get. And like ACERT, which is like redundancy pay, all this stuff. So I really want to stay with them long term. But they're good. It's just like, they just said it's in the nature of the job. Every now and then you're going to have a fire brigade come to your thing because you cut a wire, you shorted a wire to this or that. Even though I wasn't the reason they were there, I still fucked up, you know? But he goes, he's like, he said, don't stress. So I was like, thank fuck.
Yeah, dude, it happens. I remember once we were asphalting, right? We were asphalting for fuck's sake. We were asphalting in the city, some massive job, like massive job site in the city. And then literally one of our blokes was trying to get water because we need water for our machines, for our whacker plates. We just need water when you're asphalting, right? You're working with hot shit, so you need water nearby. So, and then one of the boys goes to get water, turns on one of the hydrants to fill up the watering cans and shit, and the fire brigade rocked up in about 25 seconds. Same thing. We all got in trouble. Did they can the job? Fuck no. They still want the job done, but we got a stern talking to. And how are we supposed to know that all half these fucking things are linked to the fire brigade? We don't fucking know that. We're like, oh, fuck. But every other job, we just use whatever the fuck. Doesn't really matter. So it does fucking happen, you know. But fucking... I was cruising, I think on Monday. I messaged you guys in the FireCast chat. I was driving from like Summersby for work. It's about an hour and 10-minute drive. Driving down the fucking M2, whatever the fuck it's called, the long highway. You're on this highway for about fucking 45 minutes, right? It's the main bulk of the drive when you go to Summersby towards Newcastle. And big accident comes up, so I'm down. I'm like, fucking hell. First of all, how the fuck do you crash driving straight? I don't understand it, right? So obviously you're on your phone, not paying attention, and you rear end some cunt, right? So how do you crash driving straight? But anyway, so massive fucking traffic jam, bumper to bumper traffic. And there's two dudes in a fucking truck behind me, right? Like a little fucking Fuso thing. And then all you see is the incident response van trying to come through to get to the accident. He's in the left lane and he's trying to get all the way across to the right lane, like the stopping bay lane, so he can go up. The cunt, I don't know what he was thinking. He then just darts across all three lanes and crashes into the ute behind me. So the guy who's supposed to be helping us is crashing into people and shit, and I'm cracking up, right? I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what the fuck? So now there's an accident behind us and an accident in front of us. So I'm wedged in like a sandwich, like an accident sandwich.
A shit sandwich. And you're the only one?
Yeah.
How are you in the middle and you're not harmed? Your car's not...
And I'm just there listening to music. I'm cracking up. I got my phone and messaged you guys. I'm like, that's what I messaged. I'm like, dude, the incident response, man.
Imagine if their incident response van crashed. So it's like...
Oh, bro.
Here today, 4 incident vans
have crashed into each other. Like, oh, the absolute fucking schmozzle, man. But yeah, that's basically my week. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah. That's actually pretty crazy, though.
Pretty fucking random. I got a good fucking laugh out of it. I'm not going to fucking lie.
Yeah.
So if that's going to conclude us, we will go to Community Corner because we have a lot of speak pipes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think last week's topics really sparked some creative juices here. Yeah, we got a whole bunch, man. So here we go. First one, we got the poor man's penthouse.
Yo, what's up, lads? First of all, I got a message for Joey. So knowing that, he's probably not going to fucking be there because anytime I want to talk to him, he's not fucking there. Or anytime I come down, he's not fucking there. Anyway, you think I got a grudge or something? Fucking Joey K. Mars. I don't even think he's real. Friendly Fire probably unpacks him from his closet right before they shoot the FireCast. Just, pops him open. There's your Joey K. And then when he's done, he just switches him off, packs him back up again like he does with the fucking setup. Oh. I reckon that's how it is, isn't it, Joey?
Definitely is.
Anyway.
It's like I'm a walking fleshlight.
Bro, Joey, when it comes to drawing fucking porn, you're not alone, brother. I used to do the same. What? I actually made a little book and I passed it out to my cousins. And it was some
keep it in the family,
shit, bro. But I'm right there with you,
bro. I'll tell you what's crazy. You know that what you're drawing is kind of sus when you only trust it to send it to family. Yeah, like he's like. He probably thought, hey, these can only get out so far. Yeah. Who's not going to double cross me? Cousins. Family, okay. That's so funny. He's like the porn dealer within his family.
Well, man, shout out to Shaman Gay Raz because he actually popped in through work. He was doing some things for us at work. And me and him were talking and he was cracking up about that. He's like, dude, I was cracking up listening to Joey explaining him the drawings and shit. When I showed him the drawing, he was fucking laughing, bro. So we were having a good laugh. It was a good week this week, man.
Yeah.
And Meg's kind of right. You could be a figment of his imagination because I was thinking that. He's never met you.
Yeah. And I always seem to be here. And what if you're just really talking to like a green screen and I'm just fucking, I'm not even here.
The whole time, the fun they got is just part of the props.
I was spewing. I couldn't make it that weekend. You know what I mean? It's like one of those things where I've never met him. It's kind of like I'm starting to feel how you felt for ages towards him when you said you feel like he lives next door and you feel like you've been like friends with him for ages and like you've seen each other heaps and you have been friends for ages. But it's just crazy now. You don't even have to see someone like for ages at the start to be like we're friends. But one day, I got to give you I got to keep him like. It's like that treat him mean, keep him keen kind of business.
You know what I mean? Keep him excited and then boom, one day.
Like next time when he comes down to Sydney eventually, I'll just leave a petal of rose petals like towards and like.
He'll follow the trail.
Yeah.
Fucking oath.
Or bits of sand like the Egyptian thunder god would do, I guess.
The next one is from the commie.
What up, boys? It's the commie back. Long time listener, first time caller.
The lisp.
Look.
Has he got a lisp?
Is it only for him that he's got a lisp? Because the same thing happened when I then sent a thing to the fucking Safe Boys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, what the hell, man?
Look, I want to shed a bit of light on the ray gun situation. First of all, bit of a known fact now, I grew up doing some breakdancing when I'm younger.
What?
From a breakdancer of the past. Quite offensive that we fucking did that. But here's the thing that's going on, right? So, she is on the board at breakdancing because she's done a fucking bachelor's in it. Oh. Her husband apparently used to be quite a good breakdancer in like Red Bull and shit. She has rigged the entire competition for her to go to Paris on a free trip. She got her students to compete against her while her husband was on the judging panels. She was dead serious. She's not fucking around. She's dead serious. That's why she did it. She genuinely thinks she's good at dancing. She has a ballroom background. That's where he's got that from. But here's the thing he's going to love. Her trip is taxpayer funded. And people are calling for her to face court for tax fraud, which I would be too, because 100% fucking, that's the world stage. But yeah, she can be held in contempt of tax fraud for this little stunt. What do you boys reckon? Fuck
I want to start this one off.
Mm.
It is so funny. I was going to talk about this briefly, but Tori, right? I showed Tori an interview where it was Ray Gunn on Channel 7 News recording herself saying, you know, all these allegations aren't true, you know, that she was rigged, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And also, can the media stop harassing my family, the breakdance community, this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're over it, all this stuff. And I was showing Tori, and Tori told me that she signed the petition to enact what he was talking about.
Well, Tori signed.
Tori signed it. Yeah, and I thought, did you really? And I was like, she's like, yeah, she took that opportunity away from so many people, and like, to what? And then her mum was like, I'm like, what do you think about it? So Tori's mum, she's like, oh, she was just being herself, and don't get me wrong, I seen that take come out early, like, oh, you know, we should applaud being yourself, but it's like we were saying last week, not at the world stage.
Yeah, no.
Not at the Olympics. It's kind of like it's like Kim K and her Northwest, their daughter, the Lion King thing.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. I agree. I see both sides of the coin. I'm all for being yourself and fuck everyone else and do what makes you happy. But like I said, not my competitive nature.
Imagine signing a petition though. Like Tori just signed the petition. I agree with it.
Send me that petition, bro.
I agree with it, but I love how she's she's passionate enough, because a lot of people are passionate about things, but they share it, they do this, they go, fuck this bitch.
Yeah, she actually did it and didn't say nothing.
She followed the prompts and she didn't say nothing. I had to bring the conversation up. That is crazy. Like, I admire the fuck out of that, but I laughed so hard.
That is
I thought she was joking. When she said, I was like, haha. And she's like, I'm like, wait, did you actually? She's like, yeah, I legit. So I'm like,
she's taking her to court and shit. Like, oh, bro. Like, oh, Tori's funny, man. Fucking.
She's very opinionated. You know what I mean? It's good. She's
we should call her and get her opinion on ray gun.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Are you gonna take her to court?
Should drill her. She'll be here first in the witness stand. Like, I feel.
And she's playing the lawyer, the defense, the attorney, the fucking. Yeah, but no, I agree. Not at the Olympics when we're trying to win shit. Not when there's, like I said, probably so many motherfuckers out there who would have killed for a spot at the Olympics to do breakdancing. And now that the fact that I think this was the first time they did breakdancing at the Olympics, it's probably going to be the last now.
Yeah.
Because they've just gone, bro, this is just a piss take.
Yeah. But the media, I will admit, the media does go after people that don't get me wrong, I know what she did was bad, but if the media wants to like exploit that and just really take it further, and like there's even like, did you see on Jimmy Fallon, they were making fun of her. They had some comedian, some old bitch on Jimmy Fallon like play ray gun, and like it was making fun of her. And I get it, but it's just like, it's crazy how like they're relentless. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like TV shows after TV shows, they do their different,
there are
mockeries, and
it's ridiculous.
It would be hard on her, even though she did the wrong thing. Imagine the backlash. It'd be so.
Bro,
how can you avoid it?
The media they will be relentless against shit like that, right? Or to people that do things like that, where it's just silly little random shit, or they're trying to scare you. They're never sharing anything positive.
And the ones that really should go to jail or get something,
there's fuck all
crime against them. Yeah. The Justice League somehow, like sand in go through your fingers. How did that guy get that?
Yes.
How did he get off? Or even Mr. Beast, all that shit.
Exactly.
And
we live in a very sinister world where there's a lot of agendas at play, and none of us don't even really know it either. It's just like, but there's shit happening beyond things, that we can comprehend.
Certain things are let slide.
Yes.
And really air it out, the dirty laundry. Others, they'll be like, I don't need anyone to see that.
Exactly. The next one is, fuck this list, but I don't know what's happening.
All right, boys, I'm back as well. I've got a little idea for you. This is what I've heard about American politics. Now, I've told you both, and Joey Muzzle here, I don't care about American politics. I think we're fucked either way. They're both fuckwits. The country's fucked. It's going to go into civil war no matter what happens. But Biden getting kicked out, I can tell you exactly why, and it sort of backs up your point of why you think the Illuminati is behind the Democrats. Biden promised in his next term that he's going to restructure the tax system to help the working class. So meaning he would tax people like Trump, all these big companies, they'll be paying more tax, and the lower end of people would not pay as much tax to help the living conditions. So yeah, as you can see, that pissed a lot of people off and he's kicked out. I feel like, Biden may be old, whatever, but the reason I don't think he was that bad of a choice is that he's been doing it for so fucking long that he's a real politician, you know what I mean? He knows how the system works. The reason it scares me with Trump, he's been doing it for 4 years. You know, like imagine getting an apprentice to build your house, or you get like a fucking 30-year-old carpenter. Like, you know what I mean?
Except he's
It's one of those
92.
like, if either way, but yeah, that's why he got kicked out.
He's not a 30-year-old carpenter.
Yeah,
all right. If Joe Biden came on with like fucking overalls and like
Yeah,
a
you'd be
lumberjack
like,
kind of thing,
oh,
it was
shit.
like chopping wood or doing stuff. He makes him sound like he's definitely he's not. He's a brittle man. I know he's got experience, but the mind goes.
The mind's
mind
gone, yeah.
leaves.
The mind's gone.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I love how he's like, I don't care about American politics, but then he's like, but I'm going to tell you this tell you this well thought out answer that I've gone down a rabbit hole of.
That's why he's
what
a
I love.
communist, bro.
Yeah,
He's
he
a
is,
communist.
yeah. But I understand, like, I don't give a fuck about American politics, but like it's like maths. It's like a Fuckboy Island or whatever.
Yeah.
It makes for good TV.
Yeah. Fuck
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Fuck yeah. I'm all for it, man. Fucking go Trump.
Well, Theo Von just had Trump on his podcast.
Yeah, dude.
I haven't listened to it yet, but
Trump is great.
But you'd have to tread on eggshells around that guy's in what you ask him. Like at one point, Theo was talking about his past addiction with coke, and it's like, and I was like, as if Theo's not sweating bullets, right? Trying to guide the pod away from Trump having to have any emotion towards coke, because if you're
he just goes like a little snicker, like he does it, like
exactly. If he goes, so Trump's just like, yeah.
yeah.
I can't even do his like. He's just very when he's talking about coke. He's like, that must have been bad. I can't even do a Trump impression, but you know, I don't know. I'd be fucking nervous as to be in the room with that motherfucker. What the fuck?
I'd love to meet that cunt, bro. I reckon I'd want to go play golf with him and shit. He's great. He's fucking great.
I just don't know if we'd be able to like. What would I offer? Could I draw him draw him one of my sex pictures?
show one of your fucking pictures. We'll fucking. We'll get Jezza to fucking do a speak pipe and talk about fucking. And Trump's like, no. Like, tell this Jezza guy to come. Like, well, fucking. Look, I do agree that they are fucked, but I generally just like Trump because of he's a businessman.
And it is at the end of the day, it is important for America to do well in the long run. You know what I mean?
It is
in
very
terms of the
for
world,
us. It is
for us.
I know if it is.
It is. So
we need them.
Yeah, I know that it's a shit sandwich there right now, but like at the same time, I feel like it will prevail. It's just they will prevail. I feel like it's just I don't know. It's even the Trump Biden thing. It's only a little chapter of what's to come. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure they'll have someone come up again, but I just don't follow it for the laws that are being passed, this and that. If I see something, it's face value shit.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's fun as fuck.
Yeah. So that was a communist from the Safe Boys. Shout out to the Safe Boys, Minnie and Jazz. I've been pumping it. They've been having some very fucking funny pods. The one with M16 was funny. The one with fucking Melonhead was funny. I'm yet to watch the latest one, I think, with what's his name? Chris, I think. I'm still yet to watch that one, so I've got to catch up with that. But shout out to them. They're releasing, I think, every Thursday, I think. Fuck, I can't even remember. So go check them out.
Yeah, nice.
Now we've got Gay Shaman. Speaking of.
What's going on, boys? It's your favorite Gay Shaman, Raz. Just hitting back on last week. Yes, I will guide you boys through the Appalachian Mountains.
Yes.
Have a little bit of experience out there in the bush. Growing up there as a kid with my old man. Got some survival skills. I bring my little flint and shit.
Yes.
Joey, we're not doing coke because we're going to be alert and sober. I will allow us to all bring a little flask of whiskey, though.
Yeah.
Not that bullshit fucking sheepdog asshole whiskey that you cunts drink. Some real man
Sheepdog asshole.
whiskey, okay? All right. Also, something interesting about Appalachia. So there's a documentary series called Soft White Underbelly. I'm not sure if you've ever seen it, but you should check it out. It's a guy that does like all crazy interviews. Like he does like ones with like the head of the KKK. He does ones with like drug lords, with pimps, with escorts, hoes and shit like that. Anyway, he does one with this family called the Whitakers that are like a third generation inbred family that live out in Appalachia. And it is fucking insane. There's one cunt that
One cunt.
They don't necessarily say that he was raised by dogs, but he speaks dog.
I've
He
seen
doesn't
this.
speak English. He just like makes dog sounds, and the rest of the family actually fucking understand.
I love him so much, bro. I love Raz so much.
The rest of the family, I know exactly what he's talking
Yeah,
about.
I know.
Have
I've
you seen the
seen it.
Whittakers?
I've seen it, bro. He literally, it's the best dog bark I've ever heard as well. Yeah.
And the rest of the family, I didn't know that the family understood him. I thought they were just tolerating the cunt. They can full understand this
surely
cunt.
not, bro. Surely not. How does that happen?
That is fucking hilarious.
So, it's like, it reminds me of that movie, The Hills Have Eyes. Is it The Hills Have Eyes? Or
Yeah, with the fucking inbred
with the
and
inbred
shit, yeah.
family. It reminds me of that. They just breed to the point where it's like it's infested with fucking. No wonder why they say it. Appalachian Mountains is like full haunted and shit. Just got hillbillies and shit living on it.
So we got a part 2 from Gay Shaman. Might be the continuation.
Yeah, because it ended abruptly.
Fucking cunt cut me off again. Yes, so this guy, yeah, he speaks dog. He's like a 3rd generation inbred. Like, you know when you were kids and everyone would be like, oh, you know, people in Tasmania are all fucked up. They're all inbred, bro. They got fucking 6 toes and shit. Well, these are like real life versions of what you would picture in your head when people said that shit as a kid. It's truly amazing that people like that actually exist. There's a whole family of them. They're all brothers, cousins, sisters, and they've all just fucked each other into oblivion, and now they're just these like subhuman
Literally.
species. They live in like this fucking shack that,
And they probably fuck hard as well.
yeah, there's not even shit as bad as this shack in Bidwell. Anyway, check out the documentary. Very interesting. And best of luck to you boys.
His delivery is the best. His delivery is so... He's saying it so blasé. You know what I mean? Like, they fucked each other into oblivion. I don't know whether he meant literally fucked or metaphorically, but they've yeah, in every way, shape, and form.
So I have seen these cunts, right? These are fucking spooky motherfuckers. They're like...
Like, what's he doing right now? Do you reckon he's got his own balls in his mouth? He's just fucking... Or he's cocking his leg in the backyard, pissing? At what point do you break the dog? Does he piss? Oh, I would have... Does he piss standing up or does he cock his leg? Because if he pisses standing up, the dog thing ain't gone for me. All right? But imagine if he actually
cocks a
acted like a
leg,
dog,
yeah.
not just barked, but cocked his leg. Does he shit in the backyard? You can't bark like a dog and crawl around like that, but go use the bathroom to shit.
Yeah, you just get...
You
Okay.
can't. If you're going to do that, I want to see you shit at the backyard.
Well...
I would make him, if I ran into him, first of all, I'd come strapped, you know what I mean? With some smackos or something. Right, with some smackos.
Dude.
But like, what would you do? Like, I would honestly be like, I want to see him shit. I'd be like, did he just go to the bathroom or did he do it on the lawn? Like,
Well, I have seen bits and drabs of this, like these interviews and shit, and I'm pretty sure there's like a part where they take them to Walmart and shit for the first time, and they're like literally like spazzing out and shit in the Walmart.
really?
Yeah, like they're full of... What makes you want to fuck your sister or your brother? Like...
You don't have your license? You don't have your driver's license? So you got to start in-house. Hey, in-house breeding. I got to catch the bus to fuck Cassandra. 20 minutes away, but...
I'm just going to fuck my
Old
sister.
Sally's next door. That's fucked. It's one of those things where, like, people did that back in the day, right? Like in House of Dragon, there's like Rhaenyra, the queen, and Daemon.
And the
they're
uncle.
like their uncle and niece kind of thing. And back then, right? I'm not talking now.
Yeah, but back then was to keep like the bloodline pure.
Strong.
And
Now
yeah.
it's because you like the smell of your sister's fanny.
Yeah.
That's yeah, but that's crazy. Like, do you ever think it is crazy because the world is so big? You live your life every day as you, and what you're used to in your life, you're used to. You've, so far made a hectic life for yourself, and it's fucking just growing, right? Getting bigger, and there's so many possibilities, excitement, things to look forward to. You're getting married soon, right? Good looking bloke over here. If you're in the Appalachian Mountains, right? And you got a family of 5. And you're like, there ain't nothing out here but my sister's pussy,
There's
man.
nothing to do.
Your mum's like, hey, son, I got dinner. What's for dinner?
My
Your
pussy.
sister.
Or if she's just heating up her own pussy with the hairdryer.
Sounds like mac and cheese.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing to do.
I thought you were going to say,
Like,
you never know until you try.
I'm just saying, like, they're out there literally in the middle of the wilderness, bro.
Yeah.
They don't go to school. They got no friends.
Why don't they? It weirds me out that they freaked out at Walmart. Like, where do they drive to get food?
I'm pretty sure. Okay, we need Raz to kind of give us more info.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Find out if he shits in his backyard or in the toilet.
Yeah, these guys are that inbred that I think the town of where they live drop them off like food and shit. I'm pretty sure. Like, that's how fucked these cunts are.
You get voluntary delivery service just to stay away from the public. No. I know, but imagine that. Like, Woolies is like,
no, it's probably because they're going to
come to you. Hey, stay up on there on the mountain. We'll come to you. All right? We are the fresh food people.
Oh,
yeah, that's
fuck.
crazy. There's people like that. They exist. And it's funnily enough, the shit that you think about only happens in movies seems to only happen in America. America is one giant movie. If this is a simulation, they're in the eye of the storm, bro.
Yeah.
We're on the outskirts. We're in the simulation because we exist, right?
Yes, yeah.
But our simulation isn't as compelling.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Just like random shit happening. Fucking incident response vans crashing into utes. And
someone drops a hot pie somewhere.
They're,
a few spiders.
You get the fire brigade called on you for a mistake. These guys are literally fucking each other in the ass and shit. It's like another Wednesday, eh? Like,
yeah. Damn, darling. You sure are tight.
Thank you, Gay Shaman, as always, man. Fuck, that'd be funny if we all got lost in the rainforest with him and we're just dependent on Raz to get us out of there.
You're a dog, but it's that guy. Oh my God.
And we have to fuck him in the ass to get him away from us. We got Callan's spooky story. This is our psychologist friend from Tripjacker Mafia Records. He's in the streaming world. I think he's picked it back up slowly from what I've seen. We've got 3 parts to this story, I'm pretty sure. So this is
Bring it on.
This is a whopper. We were talking about ghost stories and shit, weren't we, last week?
Yeah.
I can't even remember what the fuck we'd be talking about, dude. What were we talking about?
I think we were talking about supernatural. We sleep paralysis, and then we moved into
the Appalachian butt fucking virus.
Fucking hell.
Hey lads, hope you've been doing well. I just was listening to, I think, your most recent podcast. I don't know when you're going to hear this. About like the Appalachian Mountains and some of the spooky stuff that's going on. And it just reminded me of some of the stuff I've experienced. And I think I've shared this particular one before on the FireCast when I first was on it, but I'll just recap it. And I've got a couple other things to say, which I might say in a couple other speak pipes. So look, spiritual warfare is very real and spirits are very real. And look, I come from a very Catholic viewpoint, but what I will say is this: when I was young, my mum got a priest in our house to get blessed. I'm pretty sure I've said this before, actually, because of my mum and sister were experiencing paranormal activity, and the priest came in and started blessing our house and stuff like that. It was old Father Zavonomy, who used to work at the Luddenham Church near my house, not too far from Penrith. But anyway, he came in, he blessed the house, and he kind of sat down and spoke to my mum and said, the previous occupants of the house before are stuck in purgatory. We just blessed them out. They got them out. And it was very interesting. That's what he kind of said. And that's when we found out the house that was there before burnt down because my mum built my current house, or the current house we live in. It burnt down, and the old man and his daughter died in it, which is very, very intriguing.
Okay, yes. I do have... So Callan spoke about this episode when he come on, I think maybe now going on 2 years ago. So that was a long time. So if you're a new listener, you wouldn't have heard this episode unless you're a true fan and you've gone through and listened to our old episodes while you wait for your Monday night entertainment. You go back and listen.
Good idea, that.
All right, so we go part 2. So if I remember correctly, this story is fucking spooky.
So I do have a couple of ones to share because I've actually experienced not a lot of stuff, but a few things that I'd like to share. The second spiritual experience I've ever experienced, a full-on spiritual experience. It was one time when I was getting I was seeing a masseuse for my back, because when I was at uni, my back was killing me because I was sitting down all the time and I wasn't exercising as much as I was now. And he used to do massages on my back. And this bloke, he was he's a masseuse master. He had like a degree in, I think, physiology. And he was also had some qualification in psychiatry too, which I found very interesting. Like he'd have to do a doctorate for that. So he had a PhD. I don't know why he was doing masseuse, like being a masseuse, but it doesn't matter.
He just like touching people on the
side. He was also
side.
a Reiki master, and he asked me after a massage once, he was like, oh, do you want me to do Reiki? And I, back when I was like in 2021, I wasn't full on Catholic as I am now, or was before as a child. So yeah, do it, whatever. Anyway, he was doing it, and it's freaking silence, right? He's doing it, and then I'm feeling like this weird kind of air on my head. I'm thinking, bro, you got to turn the fan off, dude, because I can, this doesn't really help, because apparently Reiki is like an energy manipulation kind of thing. And he said, there's no fan here, buddy. And I was like, fuck you mean there's no fan here, bro? And he's just like, yeah, what did he say? He said, the sacrament of your baptism burns strong even to this day. And I said, what do you mean? He said, well, I can see the blue flame of the Holy Spirit on your face that gets on your head. I was like, what the fuck?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
The third one I've got is actually, and I can't say a lot of details. This was a client. I've worked with 2 clients that identified or were of the Satanist faith tradition. Ooh. Which it's interesting to have to say that, because you do have to say that when you're doing counseling and stuff. One of them was a young man. The other one was an old man. And the young man I saw was when I was an AOD clinician. And I spoke to him about his experience, and he said, look, I used to play Ouija boards. I've been to a couple of black masses. And he told me he pulled out of Satanism because it got too real when he caught his roommate out eating rats. He's eating the heads off rats and using their blood to make pentagrams to invoke evil spirits. And at some point, his friend apparently also nearly bashed the shit out of him, which was very intriguing. Huh. I could share a lot more about that story, but obviously I've got a time limit. The second male I saw who told me about the kind of occult activity he ever did, was someone I've seen quite recently. I don't see them anymore. And he was a very old man. He was discussing some things with me, and he asked me what my faith tradition was, and I said, look, I'm a Catholic, Christian. And the moment I told him that, he just went, oh, the enemy, okay, cool, fuck you. And he started going off with me. And then I had to kind of do a risk assessment on him because it was a bit delusional, but then, his old therapist contacted me and said, yeah, he's a practicing Satanist. I think you telling him that you were Christian really set him off. And so I don't see him anymore, which is another intriguing thing.
Huh.
So he has to find a therapist who aligns with his Satanism. Isn't that crazy? I think the devil is his only therapist, that man.
Oh, you just can't. Yeah.
And first of all, I'd hate to be a cynic, right?
Mm.
But like the whole Reiki stuff, kind of a bit, it's a bit, you know what I mean? Full of shit, you know what I mean? Like Reiki. I'm not saying that Callan didn't experience what he said, what he experienced, right, in his own way. But like, I'm just when he said he felt like the fan was on at the back of his neck, I'm imagining the guy behind him, right, blowing lightly on the back of his neck, going. And he's like, "Is the fan on?" He's like, "No, the fan's on him." You know what I mean?
Look. But so you never know, Callan.
Is Reiki supposed to be like, I don't even know enough about Reiki to even
I know nothing about it, yeah.
Isn't it like something to do with energy, passing energy through the body? It's kind of like I don't know.
I mean, it's, I don't even know what it is. No, I like I said, I haven't had experiences like that for me to go, yep, nah. But I have had, like I said, supernatural experiences, especially in that house that I lived in. That was even to the point where now that the more I think about it, I actually also remember the amount of times my TV would turn on and off by itself and shit. It was like full on.
Well, I just looked it up then. Reiki is a gentle yet powerful hands-on energy healing method from Japan that's been gaining in popularity over the last century, not only with body workers and massage therapists in the West, but also with the medical professionals who can attest to its healing power.
Wow.
Okay.
See,
that's the thing as well, and it helps to that he that Aussie slang is a believer, like is a Christian. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that holds some weight to that as well of how much this Reiki will help you. You know what I mean? I feel like if you took a guy who was an atheist or
a Satanist,
right? In this fucking instance, the Reiki, I don't think would work. I think he'd probably get agitated and stab the guy, or just be like, I don't know. I feel like you got to be that kind of stuff for me. The Reiki, I feel like you'd have to be zen and you'd have to be in the zone, and you know what I mean. Personally, but
look, if you guys should really go back and watch the episodes of Aussie Slang. Every episode has been fucking tops. The stuff we talk about, and if you dig deep enough, you will find the full explanation of these stories that he explains. So I remember that story, and he explains it in full detail on the FireCast.
Well, did he explain the guy eating the rats' heads and stuff? That's crazy.
No, that's new. That's a new story. Yeah.
Fuck, imagine that being so. How much of that is drugs, though, as well? You know what I mean? Like, you can't just be a Satanist. No, I want to see a sober Satanist.
Yeah, I don't think they are, eh? I think they're like full the alcos and shit, aren't they?
Alcos or on hallucinogens or something. I don't know. Surely not. There's one guy that goes to work. He's got his life together.
He pays his
bills. He pays his bills. He dresses like Ted Bundy.
But he just fucking follows Satan.
He mows his lawn twice a week. He's like, hey. He's got an upside down crucifix.
There might be. I reckon in America they'd have a whole bunch of those motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
They're just normal dudes. They just hail Satan.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Talk about hail Satan. You didn't see Long Legs, did you? With Nicolas Cage, the movie?
It's called Long Legs?
Yep.
No.
I highly suggest it. If
Really?
you and Chloe watch it, it's like a psychological thriller.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Long Legs. It'll probably be... I stream a lot of my shit on like HD Today. It's an illegal streaming service, but maybe you can cut that out if you need it. But I watched it on HD Today, and you can watch anything, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, anything.
Really?
Anything.
Good quality?
Yeah, good quality. The only thing is, every now and then, it'll just... The loading bar will kind of struggle, but it doesn't. It barely ever happens.
Oh.
And then, so watch Long Legs. It's a psychological thriller. Nicolas Cage is in makeup and shit. You can barely notice him. He's a fucking creep in it, bro. He makes your blood run cold in it.
Oh, shit.
Me and Tori, it was that type of movie. When it finished, me and Tori looked at each other,
Like,
and our
fuck.
initial thing was like, what the fuck did we just watch? But then we were like, before dinner, right, we went to Betty's Burgers outside the plaza. But then in between that, we sat in the car and debriefed about the movie for like 10 minutes together. And we're just looking up stuff on it and being like, what's this mean and that? Because it's like, but then movies that get that reaction out of you.
It's a good movie.
Inquisitive or makes you feel a certain way. Even if it makes you feel a bit icky or it moves you, even if it's not a positive feeling, to me, a good movie is always one that moves you in one
Makes you
certain
feel
direction.
something, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I would rate it. Anyway.
So wait,
that was about Satan. It's to do with like, it's a bit spiritual as well, hence the psychological aspect. But it's deeper than what you think it is at the start. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's also why you just look it up on Google, that site.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
HD Today, baby.
Thank you very much. Sponsored by illegal websites. So shout out to Aussie Slang as always, bro. We've got we've got a few more from Anonymous.
I just listened to you guys talk about the whole sleep paralysis thing. It's funny. I should have listened to this all through before I said the last three things. But,
no, it's all good.
Quickly touch on sleep paralysis because very intriguing state of being, isn't it? Like very scary. I've experienced sleep paralysis twice. Before I even explain them, but though, to touch on what Joey's saying, I do agree with Joey. There's a clinical, so dreams and psychology. Again, I would love to just ramble on about this, but I don't have the time. Dreams in psychology are very, very, very understudied. Sleep paralysis is one of those things where we believe it's in the domain of the subconscious and unconscious minds coming into consciousness in a very quick, way. Some people report they have sleep paralysis due to being in extreme situations, stress, anxiety, a whole bunch of stuff. One of the very interesting things about the Christian faith tradition and most of the Abrahamic faith traditions, which is Judaism and Islam, is, these kind of things do get explored a little bit. And I can't really speak for Islam or Judaism, but like, Judo-Christian kind of way, which, most Christians get brought up, if very interestingly enough, like they do believe they're demonic attacks, and this, I also kind of agree with that because some of my sleep paralysis experience were very, very similar to those. But and I'll touch on them touch on them in a second. But yeah, it is very like the clinical side of it's very interesting.
Okay, so the last ones would probably be Aussie Slang touching up on this. But like my sleep paralysis, fuck, you've only had two, man. Fuck, I wish I could say that. Like I said, at one point I was having them every night, every night without a doubt. But I know exactly why I was having mine.
Yeah, why?
I'm not gonna say why, but I was
going through some shit.
No, I was partying a lot.
Oh,
Yeah.
partying
Quotations party.
a lot.
Yeah. Apologies to my mother, who's one of our biggest fans. But, you know, it is what it is. It's shit we're doing in the past. You know, it wasn't like we were fucking smoking meth and shit.
No,
But it was when I was doing a lot of weed, a lot of other things, a lot of drinking. And it was, like I said, we weren't doing it every day. But it's just that we were doing so much of it on the weekends that, man, you'd be recovering until Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah.
You'd feel like shit. And every night, without a doubt, I was having chronic sleep paralysis. Like I said, to the point where I gave up trying to fight it. I could just feel it coming, and I'd just go, yeah, 1, 2, 3, here we go. I'd close my eyes, and boom. It's like I was being gripped by like something with claws. Was holding my shoulders there. It was nuts. It was nuts.
Yeah. See, I don't know if it's something where like obviously a lot of people would just never experience it, but I always feel like I wouldn't mind experiencing it just once.
You haven't had one?
No, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'd freak the fuck out. But I
Not
just
one.
no, not one. Nothing. I sleep like
Wow.
a fucking. I sleep like I'm dead, like legit.
Wow.
There was a few times where Tories had to get up in the middle of the night and duck out for reasons that I won't say on the podcast, but like certain things had to help a friend in need or something, right? For example, help someone in need, and she was like, "Oh, Joey, this has happened, blah blah." And apparently, I don't even remember this, but I was like, "I'll go."
Yeah, just completely.
And then so she went without me, and then the next morning she told me what happened, and I was like,
what the fuck?
What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like I sleep like death. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Interesting. I thought for sure you would have had fucking.
But like I don't know, like I feel like it'd be interesting, but only once. I couldn't imagine what you were going through when you were just expecting it.
Man.
Oh my god,
Man, it was
at that point you get to know the sleep paralysis demon, right?
You know the guy
You're
who's fucking
hey,
you in the
whereabouts are you from?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And it was so I was having such chronic ones where Chloe, she'd like wake me up out of them and shit because I'd wake her up because I'm like trying to fight this thing and shit, and but like in my head I'm fucking going like this, I'm fucking screaming and shit, but I'm literally in my bed just going like I'm twitching and shit. Yeah, it was bad, man. It was real bad. It was fucking scary shit. But my sleep paralysis, the thing is about my ones. This is something that Callan, you can maybe fucking give us some. You know what? We just got to get this cunt back on here. Dude. I love having him on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's like so. We always learn something when he comes on. So philosophical, but
he doesn't waste words.
yeah.
You know?
But maybe Callan, maybe you can leave us another speak pipe. Maybe you can come on next week. Maybe just let me know what your opinions are. What's your professional opinion? My sleep paralysis weren't things I was seeing; they were things I was hearing. My ones were scary because I could hear. It was like people were whispering to me and shit. It was fucked.
Maybe you were on the border. You were on the border of sleep paralysis, but only the sounds were there.
Most of my sleep paralysis. So I remember this one sleep paralysis. It was so fucking scary. This is the one that Chloe woke me up out of. Where this is when I used to live at my Mima's house, right? And her bedroom wall was the same bedroom connected to mine and Chloe's bedroom, right? I remember I had the sleep paralysis once where I knew it was coming. I'm like, yeah, cool, boom. I fall into it, right? And the sleep paralysis was I could hear people breaking into my grandma's room. And in my sleep, I was going, I can fucking hear you. Get the fuck out of that room. I'm going to fucking come in there. I'm going to fucking kill you and shit. Right? But I'm thinking I'm yelling, but I was going, get out. And I woke Chloe up, and Chloe shook me awake and was like, and I was like fucking covered in sweat and shit. And I'm like, what? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, is there someone in there? And she's like, no. Like, what the fuck's going on? I'm like, bro.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was insane.
That's gotta be scary.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Even sleeping next to someone that has sleep paralysis, it's got to be kind of scary. You know what I mean? But at what point? Oh, sleep paralysis is just that you're paralyzed, so you can't sleepwalk, you know what I mean? But even just being next to someone who's kind of trapped in their own dreams, and stuff, like, it's kind of freaky. Like, what's happening?
Yeah, fucking oath. Let us know in the comments. Leave a speak pipe. Any sleep paralysis experiences?
Yeah.
Surely most of our listeners have experienced some, right?
Did I tell you the story about the guy that used to work at the supplement company across the road from my old gym? He was telling me that he had he didn't say it was sleep paralysis. I might have said this on an old episode, so forgive me if I've said this already. But he didn't say anything about sleep paralysis, but he said that he sleepwalks really bad, right? And one of his dreams was he thought the roof of his house was burning down and about to crash. So what he done was he was at his bedroom door in his dream, and he ran out the window. And because the motorized shutters were shut 3/4 of the way, he ran out the window, his front window that is onto the front lawn of the house, right?
Just jumped through
Dove through head first, through the window, broke out, sliced all his arms. Because that's why I asked him what happened, because he had all cuts, deep cuts. I mean, like stitches all up his arms and like cuts around there. And he goes, he dove through his window. So he was, he thought the house was going to collapse. And he dove through the window. And I thought he was talking shit. His friend's like, it's legit. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he goes, you should see the window.
Yeah.
But like legit, what the fuck? He could have killed himself. If the shard of glass pierced an artery or something. Like,
well, funnily enough, right? So when this is when me and Chloe were like early days together. Well, not early, maybe a couple years in, and we were still at that stage where we weren't living together. But I'd sometimes sleep at hers, she'd sometimes sleep at mine. I'll never forget there was this one night where I used to fucking have such weird sleeping experiences, man. I had a similar experience where I was asleep in Chloe's bedroom, and I thought I was asleep, but then I randomly, in my dream, thought I had left the kitchen stove on. I wasn't even at my own fucking house. So I've jumped up in my dream thinking I'm turning off the stove. I was actually at the stove, cunt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I actually got up and sprinted through the house at like 2 a.m. to go turn this stove off. And Chloe's dad, my father-in-law, was awake. He was watching TV on the couch.
Did he think you were just awake?
He literally
didn't look.
He did not even look, right? He was just on his phone or watching the TV. I've sprinted past in my undies and I've gone, what the fuck am I doing? I'm like, fuck. I then walked back past him and he just goes, you all right, mate? I'm like, yeah, bro, all good. I thought I left the stove on. He goes, yeah, all good. And we never spoke about it again.
He's like, nice undies.
He was like, what the fuck is this cunt doing? Yeah. But
that's scary, bro. Because imagine you're turning on the gas and you don't even ignite it, but then someone lights a candle later and then like...
Or what if I've run outside thinking something's happened and I've just fucked myself up and like I don't like. So Callan, man, Aussie slang. Let me know your thoughts on what was happening there. Fucking. So we've got two more. Callan probably finishing the stories.
And something I want to touch on before I go is when I spoke to the masseuse dude, because when he did that, when he did the Reiki stuff to me, and he told me about what he saw, which was he said the sacrament of baptism is visible to me. I can see the flame of the Holy Spirit on your head. It's blocking your whatever chakra points in your head. I jumped up and I jumped off the bloody bed. I was like, what the fuck you mean, bro? And then I felt nothing, obviously, when I jumped off, because he stopped. So the way he was standing right behind me, like vertically behind me, and he had his hand out, like, trying to do the energy kind of manipulation, Reiki shit. And he's like, look, don't panic, it's all good. And I said, explain yourself now. And he's just like,
explain yourself.
Because I was in a bit of shock, He said, look, some of the Christians, he said, like, I'm a follower of Jesus Christ as well. Baptism is a very strong ritual and sacrament. It covers you guys, it protects you guys, depending on how, it can change depending on what you do in your life. Like if you're an evil son of a bitch doing stupid shit, that obviously will go away, that protection. It just doesn't last forever. You have to keep it up. He said, but obviously you're a good person. And he said, it blocks a specific chakra point so that beings can't enter or beings can't manipulate your mental chakra point or some shit. That's how he explained it to me. And he said to me, however, I've kind of opened you up a little bit, I moved it about. He said, so have you ever experienced anything since this point, invoke the name of Jesus Christ, or say you're a child of God and stuff should go away.
And then let's just see if this is our last one.
And so after he said that to me, I was like, okay. And I was still at uni at this point, which, when I was in university again, I wasn't, I got taught Buddhism, Hinduism immensely in university, also a bit of Islam and Judaism, because you have to learn it as a Catholic, because, if you're going to be culturally appropriate, you work with a whole bunch of different spiritualities, especially in Australia, it being so multicultural and multi-religious. You move shit about, when you're exploring stuff. But I had sleep paralysis, and look, it happened to me when I was like in a very vulnerable spot. Like I just broke up with one of my ex-girlfriends, and it was really shit. And I just did what that bloke told me. I said, look, I'm a child of God, you can't actually hurt me. And one of the things I saw, and I do believe that evil creatures, whatever it is that attacks us, that vexes us in our sleep, I said, you can't hurt me, I'm a child of God. And I heard them say, well, she hates you, you're a piece of shit. And I'm thinking, well, fuck, this sounds like my subconscious. But then they're like, and all the girls will think you're all shit, like all this shit. And I was like, oh, interesting. Anyway, but as soon as I said, I'm a child of God, you can't hurt me, gone. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay, so that worked. Yeah, very intriguing. And, a lot of this stuff has pushed me back into my faith, but I always say to everyone, obviously do whatever is, in your faith tradition, but, these things are real, I think, to an extent. So just, be wary.
Interesting.
I feel like as well, if you're not religious, these things are not gonna. I'm not saying they don't exist. These other realms and these spirits and stuff, but like I feel like if you don't practice it, if it does exist, all that stuff on that other plane and like that. I'm trying to think that ancestral plane that there is of like spirits and stuff existing when we're existing, just you can't see them. If it's unbeknownst to you and you're not a believer and you don't study that or you don't practice it in your life, it's most likely going to go unnoticed anyway. But when you have something like Reiki done or whatever, I feel like it's more present because you just believe that it exists for starters. You know what I mean? I feel like to properly experience something, you most of the time have to believe a little bit that I think that thing exists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, see, that's why it's cool because I think I spoke about this on the podcast a while ago. There was a show me and Chloe started. It's called Evil. It's on Stans, only 4 seasons. There's a 5th season coming, right? And what I liked about this show so much was it wasn't that good of a show. Like, it wasn't like... it wasn't like Peaky Blinders for me. I think Peaky Blinders is like the top.
One of the best
One of the best shows, right? It wasn't like that, or it wasn't like, Vikings, where I've watched Vikings like 3 times now. Like, it wasn't like that. It was just kind of something you had on in the background, and every now and then you go like, oh, what the fuck? This is cool. But what I loved about that show was it was 3 different perspectives of people working in that realm of spirituality and religion and things like that. So you had a guy who was a priest. You had a psychologist, and then you had a tech guy, like a Sparky.
Yeah.
So the church would give the priest tasks or jobs where the clients would be calling the church going, dude, the house is haunted, or I need an exorcism, or my dog's fucking bringing in dead cats all the time, and it's fucking, we think it's something more sinister.
Yeah.
So then the priest, the psychologist, and the Sparky all go, right? The reason the priest obviously thinks it's religion, it's all religious. So you've got the priest who he thinks it's all religious, scenarios. Then you've got the psychologist who she's not religious at all. She only believes in that everything has like a scientifical explanation and that everyone's either batshit crazy or it's like a placebo effect. Then the Sparky, he was a Muslim. He thought everything you could explain everything technically,
electricity,
through tech, through electricity, through
if there's a faulty fuse and they feel like the lights are going, it's really like
and that's why I thought the show was so cool because they'd go into all these different scenarios and each of them are talking about their different perspective and they each believe wholeheartedly. The priest believed that it had to do with religion, it was spiritual. The chick believed that everything was psychological. Do you want to? She wants to come on, right? She's dancing out there and shit. And then the Muslim, he believes that everything was technical, and it was great because as the show progresses, the Muslim slowly starts going like seeing shit that he can't explain, and he's like, "Wait, fuck, maybe this is religious." And then the chick starts seeing shit that's like technical. She's like, "Wait, fuck, maybe." And then the priest is like, "Fuck, maybe there isn't." So it was just for 4 seasons. It was like all 3 of them were kind of. It was cool as fuck.
You feel like it's a fair, unbiased kind of judgment of what's happening.
Yeah. Fuck it. It was cool. But honestly, fucking love you, Aussie slang. You fucking sitcom, man. The fucking people love you.
That's it.
Got to fucking chop it up. Let me know, man. If you're free next week, man, come on. Let's fucking chop it up again. Let's fucking get you back on here. This then means we go to... I've already got some very nice comments about our new segment. So,
oh, really?
Let's, first of all...
Oh, yes. You said you were going to get these. How do I look?
Welcome to the Reddit Corner.
I love that, Welcome to the Reddit Corner.
If you're not watching on the YouTube, I'm wearing a Kermit the Frog. I got frog ears on. I did want to get a hat for Joey K that had a propeller on it so we can like and spin around, but I couldn't find one. Joey K is a humble bumblebee.
Oh, humble bumblebee.
He's a bumblebee. He's got fucking bee antennas coming out of his head. this is the Reddit corner where this is the one time I will tell you not to believe a word we say. We do not know if these stories are real. We do not know if these are fat, curly-headed, freckle-faced nerds in their mum's basements that are virgins trying to get some internet attention. But the point of this segment is we're going to discuss some ideas and some things, and we're going to try to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
Do we, A, believe that the story is true? Or do we believe that the story is false?
Okay.
That is going to be up to us to discuss as a team, as a FireCast community. And as we've just seen, it then sparked a whole bunch of speak pipes. So if whatever we talk about, don't be scared that it's going to be a week, obviously like a week later. Send us your speak pipes, send us your points. We'll discuss them. We'll revisit some topics. We will go through it all and try to debunk some things. So Joey K, explain to us what you have chosen for this week's Reddit corner topic.
So I've chosen to go with crazy prison stories,
Okay.
which I found a lot of threads for.
There's so many.
So many.
There's almost
So
too many.
Yeah. I only got about 4 in the bank because it just kept going and going. And I felt like you can do so much with crazy prison stories. You know what I mean? You can elaborate so much on some of these.
I don't even have like, there's so many that I'll fire mine off as like dot points because there's so many.
But I think there's certain ones where you just got to stop and talk about it.
Yeah, fuck yeah. So you go for it. This is your topic for the week. My topic was the Appalachian fucking mountains. Yours is prison stories.
Yep, crazy prison stories.
Here we go.
So former guard, not prisoner, but I have witnessed a gentleman stick his hand in his anus well past the wrist to extract feces and throw it against the wall and consume it. Most disturbing thing I've witnessed for sure. And then someone commented on that and said, former guard also, the amount of smeared feces I've witnessed is beyond disturbing. Guys in solitary confinement painting their walls with happy faces and dancing stickmen. And someone commented after that, which I found pretty funny. He wrote happy feces because he said he was drawing happy faces, but it's happy feces. But like that shit, bro, would be like, and then someone's commented, no wonder why he's in solitary confinement. And I'm like, bro, when they say solitary confinement, that is literally just.
Sorry.
Are you watching the antennas move? My bumblebee antennas.
It's fucking gully like this.
And I'm so animated when I talk. I move my head around. I'm like,
You could pass like it for an Indian. The way your head's
I
always.
do not know what is real and what is not.
Hold on.
But I do know.
Hold on a second, Ready. Let me just get a video of you. Just go.
Buddy.
That is quality, bro. Sorry to interrupt, man. I was just seeing this thing. Mine don't move, do they? No, mine is stiff as shit. All right. DZ's got a hat too. We'll show everyone what his hat was, but he's not here.
Yeah. Ah,
He's got
a cat in the hat.
He's got like a cat in the hat fucking Dr. Seuss thing. The head is tiny on this.
It is, right?
He's got a small head, I'm pretty sure.
He has.
I hope. He's got that mega mind brain, though. I don't know if it's going to fit. Joey K's is trying on DZ's hat if...
No, it's not going to work.
Yeah,
you know what? I'll stick with the bumblebees.
You have the bumblebees.
As I was saying, solitary confinement,
yes,
it's literally just 4 walls and your bed, right?
Yeah.
They get a little toilet.
Do they?
I don't even know if they do, actually.
I don't think they do. I'm pretty sure there's nothing in there.
A bucket?
I'm pretty sure it's like a bucket or some shit.
So no wonder why they're smearing shit. You know
you're
what I mean?
telling me you're that bored, you're shoving your fist in your hand, up your ass.
Yeah, like, why don't you wait for it to come out? Why do you have to extract your shit? Why don't you just wait at the exit point? I feel like you're voluntarily jumping the gun. I think that guy wants to fist his own asshole.
True or false? I don't know.
Well, I think that it's partially true because I don't doubt that people would have shit and smeared it on all the walls. Do I think that he shoved his hand up to his wrist in his anus?
I think that's impossible, right?
It's not. I've done it. It's quite easy with the right amount of lube. No, that's not the. No, I think it was a bit embellished.
But we're thinking. I do think there'd be a lot of shit smearing.
I think truth.
Okay, we've got a true there.
Yeah. Do you want to go next?
So let me read one for you. Funny prison story. Corrupt third world jail. Millionaire pedophile bribes guards and warden to upgrade his cell. He puts in carpets, big screen TV, fridges, a PC, tub with hot water, a mini library, etc., etc. His cell becomes so luxurious that the warden moves into it and the warden's office becomes his new jail cell, which he then begins upgrading. Warden isn't even removed till the next election and the new governor removes him.
Fuck.
So obviously we don't have the name of which country this is in. But, I don't know if any of you guys have seen Narcos from Pablo Escobar.
Yeah.
That was true story, right? Apparently Pablo Escobar was doing the same shit. When he was in prison, he had that much money that he was paying the prison. They had pool tables. They were getting hookers. They were getting fucking blow in there.
Yeah.
Drinks.
It was just a party, right?
They're just partying.
Yeah. I don't know. The fact that you automatically, it drew your attention to be like, that sounds like this movie or this show. It made me think it could happen, but is it bullshit? You know what I mean? It could.
It's hard because they're the hardest ones because there's not much context. There's no name of country. How is that a funny story to him? Is he a ex-guard? Is he a ex-warden? Was he a prisoner? Was he... It's just he's just typed that.
You know what? I'm going to go bullshit. Personally.
I'm the tiebreaker here.
You can go truth.
Then it just... If I think it's true, it leaves us as even.
Yeah.
This is why we need DZ here.
For now, this is just your opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. If there was... What would have sold me if there was, at least the first story was ex-prison guard here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go, I don't think so. That to me sounds like a fat, sweaty nerd.
Not me, but a friend's cousin. He told us about one of the overnight correction officers who would give and get blowjobs from inmates in exchange for snacks, extra showers, gym time, and TV privileges. Now, let me tell you, right, that when I say that would be me in prison, I mean, I'd have Uncle Toby's roll-ups, I'd have fairy bread, I'd have ice cream, I'd have Tim Tams, I'd have it all. You come to my cell and I'm like, how did Joey get all these snacks? All the guards are like lining up.
Oh my God. At least you're honest.
Yeah.
At least you're honest.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. So you're literally the cunt with the carpet and shit in your cell, but not because you bribed anyone. You're just sucking off all the guards.
Yeah. I have like a full lava lamp. You know, when the prisoner has a lava lamp, something's happening. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
And then someone replied, at the county jail I went to, had the same thing happen. The CO would bring inmates into the jail basements and fuck them. She also got caught bringing Suboxone and heroin. I think she might be in prison now.
Oh, it's a girl.
Yeah.
Officer.
Oh, okay.
It's a lady.
Well, in that case, yeah, someone commented off that. Yeah. So lady officer as well would fuck some inmates. But
Wow.
I dare say that that's few and far between. You know what I mean? I dare say most of them are the culprits are the male office guards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I think
unless
that
you're-
shit would happen all the time.
yeah.
Surely.
Unless you're a girl with mad daddy issues and you just go to prisons just to like watch the inmates suffer and get off.
I think that happens all the time.
Oh, yeah, same.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, here we go. First couple of months I was in Moberly Correctional Centre. Okay, we've got a full name of the centre this time. I was working in the trash room of the kitchen. It was myself and another guy. He was a repeat inmate, tatted pretty heavily. Pretty quiet, but friendly enough. We chatted a few times in the yard. Anyways, he was having a bad day and snapped at me and called me stupid when I messed up something he had already cleaned. I apologized to him. I said I fixed it, which calmed him down. But then I had the bright idea to have a dialogue of reason and said, but hey man, you don't have to call me stupid. He proceeded to whip around and punch me once in the jaw, dropped me like a rock, broke my jaw. The odd thing was that while he was yelling, you don't talk like that, he was hunting around the room to retrieve my glasses for me. So after he's hit him, he's trying to help him.
Oh.
He goes, I ended up in the hole for a couple of hours, my mouth hanging open, bleeding like a faucet, while waiting for someone from medical to come confirm that, yep, I needed medical attention. Was put in a segregation cell there with no painkillers other than Tylenol. The next day, I was taken to hospital in cuffs and shackles and operated on. Had to spend 6 weeks in the prison infirmary with my jaw wide shut, sharing the room with an old guy who shit himself daily. My meals were only boiling, unset jello, milk punch. I dropped 15 pounds and my feet swelled up from all the sodium. Eventually, the facility's doctor showed concern and ordered that I be given yogurt and Carnation instant breakfast whenever I wanted. When they finally took off the wires, I was left with a pretty bad underbite thanks to the shitty job they'd done. So my prison nickname became Beavis.
What the fuck? I think that's real as fuck, bro. That was too specific, man. That was too fucking specific. That's crazy.
And this is all because, just like you said before, all right, he made a mistake.
Yeah.
He cleaned something, he dirtied something that the old scary guy already cleaned.
Yeah.
All right. The guy corrected him. He apologized. They left it at that. But the other human part of him went, you know what? You didn't have to fucking call me stupid.
Yeah.
And the guys just fucked him up.
Yeah.
One punch. Broke his jaw.
See, that's the difference between talking shit at work and prison.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can talk for shit freely. You might get sacked at prison, but at least you won't
get a broken jaw.
Get put in a body bag or something.
And get called Beavis for the rest of your life. Ugh. I've got another quick one, right? This is 100% now up to our interpretation. I am still in prison. I use a hacked mobile phone for internet access on a very small Raspberry Pi that I can literally hide anywhere.
Proceed.
That's it.
That's it.
That's the story.
Oh my god. Okay.
See, this is the thing about this Reddit thing.
It's kind of like did Tory Lanez make those tapes in prison, or is he getting special benefits? But this might be naive of me to say, but like, I know Australian prisons aren't as bad as America, right? It's not like they give them fucking prepaid phones, but don't they have, like, if they have a phone, it's definitely smuggled in, right?
Yes.
So they're only allowed to ring off those like pay phone kind of looking for jail phones, and that's it.
Yeah.
Only a certain amount a day.
It's like 5 minutes a day or something, isn't it? 20 minutes.
But getting shit in like that wouldn't be hard for them. For someone that's been there for a while, you think it just happens in movies, but I think people get a lot more worse stuff than phones in the jails. Was it that person there writing it that was in jail? I don't know. How could you ever? You know what I mean?
Like,
if it cut out halfway, I might believe that the guard's seen him and started bashing him. So he couldn't finish the post. He's pressed send. He's like, hey, send. So it's half sentence.
I have a vendetta against Reddit, right? I really do. Like,
I love it, but I hate it.
I generally think they're all fat nerds in their parents' basements. They're all virgins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I feel like you generally do get that fucking gem in there.
Oh, yeah, you
that
do.
story where someone's gone like, dude, I need to share this with the world.
Of course.
Because no matter what we say, right, we can, as much as we don't believe something, it probably has happened somewhere else.
A lot of those Reddits have, if not all of them. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So just because this one specific user says a story,
the conversation it sparks is still real. You know what I mean? The shit we talk about is still real.
and not just that, that story or something similar has 99% chance happened to someone else.
Yeah. Yeah.
So technically everything we talk about is true on this segment. We just don't know if the person typing it is the one that experienced it.
Yeah, of course. But like I was reading up on something where apparently in some cases the prisoners love hospital visits because they actually get a bit better food than they do get in their normal prisons, and they get looked after. They get to look at, I know it's a bit sleazy, but they get to look at like women and like in nurses and shit, because in prison there's obviously nothing, right? They probably have to dress up as nurses, but it's Barry pretending to be Barbara or something. You know what I mean?
Fucking hell.
But yeah, so they full go in there as like a little excursion.
They probably hurt themselves on purpose and shit, or they act sick so they get sent to the
and it's like a little vacation. You know what I mean? But now, at what point are the prisons going to get, like, here the prisons aren't bad. Apparently, when I say aren't bad, it's not like it's a good vibe in there, right?
No.
But it's not like pre-drinks, where the pre-drinks just never end. You're always at pre's. But, like, because you never go outside.
Yeah.
But they, I think we have it in Australia, they have it so good in comparison to not just some jails in America, but imagine the third world countries, you know, like going back to that, remember that communist prison in... communist prison in where
North
was it?
Korea.
No, we were talking about it. I talked about it in one of the earlier podcasts.
Kim Jong Un's place.
Cambodia or something.
Oh.
I don't know. It was the prison.
Where all the fucked up shit happened.
All the mass murderers.
Okay.
You got prisons like that.
Yes.
And then you got prisons like ours, and the difference in in one jail to the other is just night and day. You know what I mean? At what point are they going to be like privileged cunts even in jail? You know what I mean? Like, will they just have eventually when we have the iPhone 28? Will they have the iPhone 11?
Yeah, probably.
And they can only make calls within the premises
of the prison. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's going to get to the point where some people where their lives are that fucked, they even prefer to stay in jail as it is. You know what I mean? Because it's like a better living condition. They get housing, you know what I mean? Shit like that. But I just think the rehabilitation shit of it all, the rehabilitation rate is obviously not good enough, clearly.
I'm pretty sure Silverwater prison's pretty bad.
Yeah?
Yeah. I think. I don't know. I'm not a fucking prison head. I don't have friends that are in prison and shit.
Yeah, of course.
But I swear, you know, that's another thing too. It's always the Aussie workplace, where cunts just talk shit, Yeah. There's always that one guy apparently who's been to prison or knows a guy who's in prison and yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? There's always apparently, I'm pretty sure from one of those guys that make up those stories, I've heard that Silverwater's like pretty bad.
Yeah.
I think anyway. I'm pretty sure my father-in-law worked. Chloe, what prison does your dad work at? We should have fucking called your dad for this segment. He'd have some fucked up stories. He's seen some shit, that cunt. Didn't he almost get stabbed? He got stabbed by an Aboriginal? But he got stabbed, didn't he, with a pen or something? Or someone tried to stab him. Yeah, my father-in-law tried to get stabbed. This is the dude who I ran past.
He tried to get stabbed?
Yeah, someone tried to stab him apparently. Someone at the hospital was like got off their head and shit and was trying to stab him.
Wow.
This is the same dude who I ran past in my undies trying to turn on a stove that wasn't there. This same guy works in a fucking prison. We should have called him.
Yeah, that'd be the most unnerving job, though, I reckon.
I couldn't do it.
You know what I mean? The shit you'd see.
I'd probably be the prison guard who's friends with all the prisoners and shit. I might be smuggling some here and there.
I'd definitely smuggle shit in to get on their good side. You know what I mean?
Just
if I was a guard, I'd be like, yeah, just give me a...
You know what I'd do, though? I'd be like that guard where, like, I would smuggle in, like, say, like a pack of Tim Tams. So there's, like, only 10 Tim Tams in a packet, right? But I eat one. But I close the packet back up and I get 10 of them, but there's only 9. Give them the packet.
Wow.
And then when they all realize that there's fucking one short, they all start fighting and shit for it because someone's going to miss out.
I honestly thought you were going to say you'd take 9, leave 1, and you put it back in the packet.
No.
Imagine that. They're like, this is awfully light. They've got 1 to share.
I give them an empty
packet. Make that last, you scoundrels.
I give them an empty packet and just fill it with like hay and grass and shit.
They're like, thanks, man.
No, because then they'll fucking stab you and bash you. And shit.
I would. You know, remember that show, Scared Straight?
Oh,
when it's always like a little black kid, and then you're a little Mexican kid, or like, or little white kid who are, but a lot of the time, not to racially profile.
It was never a little white kid.
And it was
always a black kid and a little
Or
Latino.
if it was the white kid, he'd be the first to get scared straight. He'd be like, "Yes, sir," and then like the black kids would be the last ones to crack.
Yeah,
but they would eventually. You know what I mean? But yeah, that show used to be so entertaining, man. And like, but obviously, to what end was that scripted? You know what I mean? Like,
it was fake as shit.
Yeah, fake as shit. But like, I've always thought, ever since like seeing that show, that it would be quite interesting to even like I was going like to have a little, I don't know, like a guide walk you through the prison, and then just like look at cunts. Like, but then it's like as if anyone would act kindly to like me living the most privileged life and just walking in there and looking at them like zoo animals. Yeah. Like I'm going up and down like with a baton, like running it along the desert
with your fucking bumblebee things
like,
on.
What you gonna do now? And then all of a sudden the guard opens all the cell doors.
Like, oh fuck! Yeah. I've got another one. Right, this is a light-hearted one. Some inmates at the home I was placed in tried stealing toasters from the kitchen to light cigarettes at night. Because obviously at nighttime means lockdown, so obviously you can't smoke outside with the guards. When the guards are there. Obviously this is a big no-no. I found it funny how they tried to explain themselves hiding toasters in their rooms. We are hungry at night. It's our civil right to not be hungry, they would say. They couldn't explain though how they were eating toasted bread without having bread.
Bro, that's
This is for the toast I'm going to toast that I don't have.
yeah, bro. That's chat. What do you reckon?
What do you reckon? That's
That's believable.
unbelievable because it's lighthearted.
Yeah, it's believable. That's believable.
When I do that, can you shake your head side to side? Ready?
And then when you press not true, ready?
Yeah. Fucking oath. That's perfect.
So this one is kind of heavy, but not my story, but my dad's. A guy in his block was on several life sentences, so basically never getting out. The dude's daughter was raped, and where should the rapist end up? But in the same cell block as the guy in for multiple life sentences.
Bullshit.
With nothing to lose, he told the guards, if you don't move him, I'm going to have to deal with him myself. The guards, having not listened, the rapist nor the murderer were moved. A week later, while everyone was going out somewhere, can't remember the time of day, the rapist had his neck hacked at so hard by a fairly blunt but effective jail-style shiv that almost became fully detached from the handle. Not sure what happened with the dude who was in for life, but I'll ask in the morning. And then someone said, you know what? I'm actually kind of okay with the end of the story.
I mean, a rapist got what they deserved.
Yeah. I mean, that shit will definitely, I reckon that shit definitely happens.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Fuck
all
yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, even like the guards being in there, I know at the end of the day, like they're not in there to like, I mean, they are in there to kind of keep you safe, right, within the prison, but their care factor can't, I'm not speaking for all jails, but you got to think the care factor on some of these guards, if someone goes, cries out for their safety that's in there and goes, I don't feel safe, move me or whatever. Or like in this story here, they've gone, I'm going to kill this cunt if you don't move him. Their care factor is zero most of the time. You got to think, right?
Yeah, fucking no. I mean...
Because do you know there was that many fucking people that hang themselves and slit their wrists in there. They call them either slashers or danglers. That's what they call them. So say if you slit your wrist in prison, apparently there's names for it, like slasher or slashers. And yeah, if you hang yourself, danglers. Isn't that crazy? Slashers and danglers. It's just they've put it. It happens so often in some prisons that they've actually named.
It's like a nickname.
For them.
I believe that. Fuck it up. We'll fire off some more. You got some more?
I got one more.
All right, beautiful. Not my story. My friend was serving time. I believe it was Carson City. An inmate in the weight room purposely dropped a huge stack of weights on another inmate's head. His head exploded like a watermelon. Obviously, the guy died. My friend was the one who cleaned it up. See, I like that. I like those stories. It's my friend was the one that did this and saw it.
Yeah.
Wasn't involved. A bit more believable.
Yeah. So he just got done by a stack of weights, got dropped on his head.
Yeah. So obviously probably two inmates that are beefing. Inmate sees him working out. Boom. Crunches his head like a watermelon. The Reddit user's friend was the one who was in prison, not involved, but had to clean it up. He cleaned up this guy's brain and gunk from the weight room.
True. I'm going true with that.
True?
Yeah.
I like it. Those stories are the ones where it's like, again, random as fuck to make up.
Yeah. And also, if you're going to kill someone, right, what better way than with a heavy weight plate, you know? This guy's doing bench. He's about to hit his 1RM.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, yeah, not today. Just drops it on his fucking face.
What was the nickname for those guys? Squashers.
Squashers, yeah. So we got slashers, danglers, and squashers.
And the nickname for the feces, painters?
Shit out of luck. I don't know, bro.
Painters.
Painters, yeah, just painters. That's it. You got your painters.
Oh, my God. All right, do your last one.
One last one. Ex-boyfriend did some time. He told me about the scariest thing to happen to him while I was in prison. Taking a shower, one other bloke in there at the time, when two other guys came in with some sort of blade and both attacked the other dude, completely opening up his back. Blood everywhere. Ex-boyfriend jumps up on the side of the bathtub to avoid the blood. The 2 other dudes turned to him and said, "You saw nothing." Ex-boyfriend said he was shaking like a shitting dog. He was only 18 at the time. Guards came in promptly. The other dude actually lived.
Oh, shit.
Wow. But then someone said, "Never heard of a prison with a bathtub in it."
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Right. Okay. So hold on a second.
Yeah.
What fucking prison is this guy in?
Yeah.
They don't have bathtubs. You can't just take a bath.
Yeah, what the fuck? Yeah, the guard's not standing there. Yeah, that's full of shit, bro. Hey, they had a standalone, like, granite bathtub in there.
And he's just,
Yeah, fuck that. No.
The one little detail that throws the story off. Because I would have believed that too.
Yeah. So would I. I was literally going to believe that, but people be talking shit, man.
Reddit, bro. It gets ya.
Yeah.
When you stoop so low, when you got nothing going for you in life,
You make up a Reddit post.
You make up stories on Reddit.
I feel like that last little detail, if they left the bathtub thing out, I was completely on board.
Yes, I was like.
And that's another one of those things where I know that was made up, but 100%, if someone's showering, do you know the most scary way to get attacked would be while you're naked?
Yeah,
Have you ever tried to do anything serious while you're naked? Have you ever got into a fight with the missus while you're naked?
No. I think no one has.
I have when with my ex, and I tried
were
to be
naked.
serious with my dick out, and I just couldn't do it.
And
I
it's
was
just flopping around like a little antenna.
I was like,
yeah.
I was literally standing there going, "Oh, what the fuck?" Blah blah. And then I'm like, "Wait, I got to get pants on."
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Someone breaks into your house while you're shitting. You haven't finished. Are you chasing him before or after you wipe? You're obviously wiping first.
"Yeah, I have to at least give it."
Hey, wait there,
man.
You get back here.
He'd have time to get removalist and steal my whole shit. By the time I get up off the toilet,
He's pulling in with a van.
Yeah.
He's loaded up half your shit.
He's put his name on the lease.
Like, I'm gonna get you. And you're just wiping your ass furiously.
Yeah. I don't know. I think in the heat of the moment, I would. Even in the heat of the moment, I have to do one initial wipe.
Yeah, one big
You
one.
can't get up when a nugget is still half out. You know what I mean?
Chasing him down the street.
Yeah.
Well, that was another fucking week of Reddit Corner. As always, let us know. Do you guys have any prison stories? Have you been to prison? Do you know someone who works at prison? Are you one of those guys who's got a friend of a friend who apparently worked in prison? Now he's a bricklayer and he's got all these crazy stories. Let us know.
Let us know, man.
Let us know. Do you like the funny hats? Well, the antennas. I need to work on my fucking TikTok game.
Why?
I haven't posted a TikTok video in fucking ages.
Oh, neither, bro.
We suck. I hate it's so hard.
It's just it takes
It's
so
so
long.
hard.
It takes so long to do. Like if I didn't have a job, and someone was like, "I'll give you a wad of money and just try and do something
make
with
TikToks,
it,"
yeah.
that'd be motivational to do so, right?
Yeah.
But if you just got money to earn, and
I can't come up with ideas. What's cool and fresh but not too cringe? That's the hard part. It's the not cringing for me. It's like I could just show, I guess, some snippets of my music, but like
I don't know why you don't though. Like if I had yours or
lazy,
DZ's
man.
gift, like DZ promotes like good well, but if I don't know, you got a lot on your plate, but at the same time you're skilled in that part of it, and your music is good. So it's not cringe to share the music.
Yeah.
If you weren't humbled and you were shit and you were posting it, I'd be like, Iggy, bro, let's just keep it to the pod snippets. You know what I mean? But I mean, you got something else up your belt. I only have really pod snippets to do. And eventually, if shit pops off with Lot 54, maybe some DJ sets of my own in the hip hop room or whatever. Who knows?
Interesting stuff. What about the Reverie track?
Bro, I showed a guy at work, and he was like, as soon as he heard the he's like, oh shit, and I showed him like, we're listening to DZ's verse at the start. It's, oh, this is your mate. I'm like, yeah, and it's like they don't believe until they hear it. Then they're like, and then I fast forwarded it to Wombat's verse coming in because he still kind of wasn't sold. And I was like, that's my mate. He's like, you could just be saying it's your mate. And so I was like, fuck
Then
off,
we
you
pod
fucking-
together, man.
Yeah.
Watch the pod, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you everyone who sussed the streams, man. I'm pretty sure we hit 1,000 streams pretty quick. I also jumped up a whole bunch of listeners on Spotify. I know DZ did as well.
Yeah, because, man, when you get a track with Wombat, bro, all his listeners, they're listening to his new tracks. And they're obviously blown away by DZ as well. Because it's funny, every time I listen to that song, I try the first few times I listened to it, I tried to view it as I didn't know DZ.
Yeah.
And I tried to view it as I only knew Wombat.
Yeah.
So when DZ comes on, I try not to view him as my friend who we've been podcasting with for ages and your brother, obviously.
Yeah.
I just try to view it as like just a fan of the rap game and how I would react
if you
to
didn't
his
know him.
verse.
Yeah,
and bro, that'd go in my saved straight away. It's already in my saved, but it's one of those things where you're like, fuck, he actually holds his own.
Yeah.
Such a good song.
100%, man. Like, yeah, we're already at, over 1,500 plays. I jumped up from like 200, not even like 100 monthly listeners. I'm at now 800 in a couple of days. DZ is at now, almost 900. So it's thank you everyone, man. It's so cool.
What are those numbers, plays?
Monthly listeners.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And they jumped like that because I only had like 100. DZ probably had like 200, 300.
350 something.
And
I looked.
Boom.
Yeah, wow.
So it's cool. What a decent
Networking,
collab
bro.
can do
Collab,
for
a
you.
decent collab,
So shout out to the homie Wombat, man. He's a fucking absolute sick cunt.
I just want to see.
Not like I said.
Bro, he jumped up quick. I looked the other day. So when I showed my mate that song last week,
he was probably like
he was 355.
Yeah.
And I was like, I thought it would already be higher because the way DZ raps, I'm like, God, that guy needs his flowers, bro. So 888, that's crazy. That's jumped up over 500 listeners.
And it's the same with me. So we do appreciate it, man. Fucking thank you guys so much, man. It's fucking awesome. It's just like, it just when you're a small time artist, that shit like that makes it worth it.
And think about the more shows we do, bro. I'm telling you.
Man, Wombat, bro. We're gonna fly him down. We're gonna fucking.
I want to meet that guy, bro. That'd be such a bucket.
I want to party with that motherfucker. I want to drink with him and shit. Like
Yeah.
it's gonna happen, bro. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. Like I said,
I feel like I'm gonna piss my pants, bro.
everything I've said, I've done. What's fucked though is that now that I've worked with Wombat, there's nothing else really for me to achieve in this country that I want to. I've done it all.
But there'll always be up and coming. There'll be artists that step onto the scene and they're trending or people are fucking with them. You know what I mean? That's just right now. Who's to say that it has to stay in Australia in terms of them coming over here?
I want to go to Europe. I'm telling you, man, Europe is still popping for EDM and shit.
Yeah.
I'm over the rap shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm over it. It's cool.
Yeah.
I love rap. I love hip hop. I'm always going to be a big fan for it. I love Aussie rap. I'm a big advocate for it. I'm always going to rep it.
EDM's where your heart lies.
Yeah. It's just, rap's boring, man. It's boring.
It's boring for like...
For you, it'd be different.
It's not boring, but it's like when you're in that environment, this is what I love about Synergy, right? It's only boring if that's where the night ends.
Yeah.
I love rap and hip hop with EDM, just like I love chips with my Big Mac. Do you know what I'm saying? If I get a Big Mac, I'm just getting a burger. No, I'm getting the large fries,
100%.
extra salt on that bitch, and that's what rap is to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just can't go one without the other. Obviously, on a day-to-day basis, yes, rap, hip hop, heavy, right?
Yes.
But like I said, going back to a live show experience, it can be deemed boring, right?
Yeah.
But you need something to step it up, take it to that next level, and that's what EDM is for a live show. Chloe said it best the other week. She said, just being at a live rap show, it's good, but you can't compare it to EDM.
Yeah,
it's unfair. It's unfair.
Yeah, you can't compare them, and I'm not trying to compare them, but it's just when I go to just the rap shows and that, it's like I don't want to just sit there for 5-6 hours just bopping my head.
Yeah.
No one gets loose. No one jumps around. No one dances. Like, I get it. It's not built for that. I understand. It's more for you're kind of there to just vibe and hang out, have a drink, probably listen to some young gun who's spitting some shit. Like, I want to fucking
dance.
I want to dance, man. I want to dance. I want to fucking do some shots, and I want to be fucking sweating, and I want to be...
Take your clothes off.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to... That's just me, though.
Yeah.
That's just me. I'm sure there'd be listeners that are rap only, and they're probably going, bro, I could not think about going to an EDM thing.
But I feel like you'd be surprised. A lot of people like rap. They like a bit of EDM as well.
Yeah, but I'm sure there'd be a few only.
Oh, no, of course.
Rap only.
Of course.
EDM fucking just sounds like a bunch of noises.
But for me, it's like leaving the party too early. You know what I mean? Like at the show, you got hip hop, rap, and then you got EDM later in the night. I reckon it just goes up from there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the mix we got is perfect. That's
100%.
It's just like you said, if it's all hip hop and rap, you only know the night's going to take off so much.
Yeah.
But if you go on an EDM festival, EDM show, you're like, no matter how big,
It's
like
always up.
back in the day, Greenwood,
they
they would go off them shows, bro. I'd have some late nights there,
Dude.
Let me tell you,
Dude. And that's the thing too, man, is that fucking people from other states really don't know that you guys are going to hear. Friendly Fire, the old cunt who's always going on about how good Sydney was. You guys are going to hear it next week when the episode with No Sight and Mr. Meagley drops. I finally have No Sight, a DJ who DJ'd at our first show. He's been DJing for a long fucking time. We used to DJ with him at Distortion. He is advocating for all the shit I've been saying for the past 2 years of how good Sydney was. He is coming out from his mouth where he's saying, dude, Sydney, we were like the kings. We were the kings of live events. We used to pop, bro.
what happened?
That's what I'm saying, man.
It's the crackdown on when that guy got king hit, and they had the lockout laws.
Yeah.
Lockout laws killed it. Then COVID just nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
If you go to King's Cross now, it's a ghost. It's a ghost. It's a shell of what it used to be.
Tumbleweeds.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, yeah. But, like, I want to go overseas, man, so bad.
Will it
So
ever
bad.
reignite? Probably not how I was used to, but that's like, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just too expensive. People don't want to take that risk of having their own shows, and because it is a risk. Every show is a bit of a risk.
It's always a risk.
But it's like you just do it for the love of it. You know what I mean? Like if you the people like yourselves that are willing to do these live shows, right? We're the ones that really have had mad experiences at shows. Like you know what I mean? Like just genuinely love being around that environment. And it's like you get a similar you get a similar kind of vibe of what you do when you know when you're driving and you have who's on the aux and then you show your mates hectic songs. I feel like that feeling is what I was feeling at the first live show the whole night. Even after my set. I'm not talking about just in my set, but like when you guys, when Mobsy was on the decks, you were on the decks, like Mr. Meagley was on the decks. It's like that vibe where you're like, everyone's like fucking with your music and you're like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's just you just can't explain the feeling. Like,
and it's camaraderie. You know what I mean? People of all walks of life come together for the one common love for music. And
not
as
just
long as you're not
rap,
fuckwits.
Everyone's welcome.
Rap, EDM, whatever.
Everyone's
you know
welcome.
What I mean? You got two dicks, you can still come.
Yep, fucking oath.
Yep.
But we're all there for the music and the dancing. I feel like the dancing's a big part.
It is.
It's not just the music, because I feel like if you only fuck with the rap shit, the rap shows, I feel like you're probably not much of a dancer, which is cool. That's cool.
Maybe a bopper. Like,
you just bop
and you rap the lyrics.
You're holding 2 drinks. But I feel like the thing that flies under the radar, especially for us out here in the West, it's the dancing. I feel like it's the love of just having a boogie. I feel like that really flies under the radar. Everyone says, the love of the music, love the music. Yeah, I love the music, but there's nothing more that I love than dancing.
Well, if you love the music, surely it makes you move. You
Dancing with your friends and you look and you're fucking jumping up and down and look, that cunt's covered in sweat and you see him, he's got 2 drinks and like this is that moment is what we do it for.
How many moments did you have like that at Elton Chong's?
Oh, bruv.
I would look around sometimes. I'd stop what I'm doing
and just look.
And I'd look around. I'm like, bro, this is crazy.
At one point, right, I remember we were dropping. I can't remember someone dropped a crazy song. I think it was Mr. Meagley. He dropped something awesome, and I remember I just kind of stopped, right, and I looked. The stage was all the Trip Jacker Mafia boys on the stage, fucking dancing. I look out in the crowd. I see the Safe Boys fucking front and center, fucking jumping around, dancing with 2 drinks in their hand. Then I looked up at the back of Elton Chong's, and there was people dancing on the tables, like not the tables, but like on the chairs and shit.
That's
and
hectic.
people were just dancing on the chairs, and I was like, dude, I was like, yes! I was like, we did it. I was like, we fucking did it. I'm like, this is what.
And
we want
it's
to.
weird because usually there's going to be some hiccups in the night. Like there wasn't.
Just the toilet
Just
flooding.
the toilet flooding. But
someone just done a fat shit. Probably had a bump of coke and just But like, and it was that moment for me where I was like, dude, this is this is why we did it, because the people dancing on the chairs and like the bartenders didn't even give a fuck, and they're making drinks and they're fucking people are just bopping. There was cunts at the front smoking. It was just
There was randoms. I had no clue who they were. Like randoms in there. I'm like,
I don't know if you've watched the after movie in its entirety. I know it's a long 20-minute movie.
I have.
If you rewatch that, right, but you only focus on the crowd, I promise you, every 5 to 6 minutes, you're going to see a face in there that I don't know about you because you probably know everyone. But for me, I was seeing faces that I did not know. I was like, who the fuck? When I was editing, I was like, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Chloe, who the fuck is that? She's like, I don't know. I'm like, who the fuck is that? It was throughout the whole 20 minutes. It's all face. I'd see a face. I did not know who it was.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this is fucking sick, man. Yeah. So buy your fucking tickets if you haven't yet, man. The very first fucking Synergy.
Let's go.
Bus is getting organized. I want to sell this fucking bitch out. So I want these motherfuckers to give us a top room. I want 150 people in that bitch, bro.
These are gonna be such last minute tickets though. People are gonna get them. People are gonna get them last minute.
I know.
It always happens.
Everyone's a fucking lazy cunt. It's not what I want to, because you know why as well. With the bus, we've already got about 40 something people, right, for the bus, right? So say I organize this shit now for us 40, whatever. Okay, all good. And then we get an influx of like 30 people. Then it changes all the pricing of the bus and shit on the day. You know what I'm saying? So we could be on the day, you know, probably, I don't know, going to the bus, going with the money, ready to go. And then all of a sudden, everyone's going, fuck, where's the bus? Pick up, where do we? That's what I don't want. I'm trying to eliminate that chaotic part.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so fucking anal about trying to get cunts to buy tickets.
It's hard because you can't force anyone to be more prepared. But it's like, it's almost you want to throttle them and be like,
dude,
buy
just
it
get
now.
it out the way, please. So, because it only benefits everyone, not just us or you.
Because most of the people know they're going to come, but they're like, no, I'd rather pay for fucking my Brazzers membership or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But wait, look, we are selling tickets though. We are selling tickets, so it's just.
It's a matter of time, baby.
Matter of fucking time. Yeah. Dude, I'm jacked. Look at that. Wow.
Fucking hell. Big boy.
Yeah, I almost popped the blood vessel. Oof.
Today, Iggy pops a poo-poo valve trying to flex his bicep on FireCast.
Look at that. I'm fucking friendly jacked.
Fucking hell. Is that Jake Gyllenhaal?
Welcome back to the News Corner. This is the part of the show that you do believe everything we're saying. This is all researched, hard facts.
Hard factual information.
Hard factual information that I pick out of my ass and I smear it on the walls. I get all this information from very trusted news sources, and not just the average news like Channel 7 where it's all corrupt and fucking fake. I'm talking actual new dudes who are out in the field, out in the African bushes finding this shit for us. Right? You go first.
I'll go first.
You go first.
Did you hear that 5 people have been charged in the death of Matthew Perry? Remember the Friends star, Matthew Perry? 5 people have been charged.
Really?
In the death, in the overdose death.
Wasn't it? Why? What was it? Shit cat or something?
After his death in October last year, the police started an in-depth, wide-range investigation. That investigation revealed a broad underground criminal network responsible for distributing large quantities of ketamine to Matt Perry and others. This network included 1 live-in assistant that would inject him and such, 2 doctors, and a major source of drug supply known as the ketamine queen. There were 2 dealers charged as well. So 5 people in total. 2 dealers, 1 live-in assistant, and 2 doctors. They're all facing 10 years in prison. The prosecutors say that this group preyed on the actor's addiction issues and referred to him as a moron in cruel texts discussing how to further exploit him.
Oh.
An indictment alleges that they made tens of thousands of dollars selling to Perry, charging him $2,000 a vial that actually cost $12 in one instance.
Bullshit.
Yeah, so they literally were overcharging. Well, I don't know what it was. If it was in a vial.
That's liquid cat.
Yeah, well, it would have been.
Wow.
And this is apparently a big underground scheme that doesn't just involve Matt Perry being one of the customers. There was other people as well.
Wow.
But these people literally, it was said that he died with that much ketamine in his system that was what they put people under for operation, which is a lot of ketamine.
Yeah, holy shit.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Because it was always weird. He was found face down in his hot tub and, drugged out of his mind. But he would have just had people in there. He would have been hooked that bad that they would have just been like...
Just feeding him.
Feeding him. Isn't that nuts?
It's kind of scary too that if that's what they give you to operate on you, it could kill you in operation. There's always a slight risk, but it's just because you're being monitored and there's doctors and they're just kind of taking care of you while you're fucking absolutely rocket off your bloody...
Yeah. So I guess that live-in assistant didn't do shit.
Yeah, no.
He had an assistant assisting what? His death? He's just like... But how would you know? You know what I mean? The guy's that hooked on that shit.
Yeah.
Because he was open about it in a lot of book. I think he wrote a book or something about his
Was it just ketamine or it would be a whole bunch of drugs, right? You're usually not just addicted to one thing, but you'd have your drug of choice.
I think who knows? If he does ketamine, I'm sure he smokes weed.
There'd be weed, there'd be coke.
Yeah, but
there'd be...
in terms of the people that were dosing him up, it was predominantly ketamine.
Wow.
Yeah. So he was just having a full cat party alone in his hot tub.
Drowned in the hot
just
tub.
Carked it. Yeah.
Fuck.
Imagine that. Would you even know you're drowning before it's too late? Or are you that fucked out of your mind? You're like...
That's what I'm saying. That poor cunt would have just been starting to get the cat jelly legs and he's just sinking.
Yeah.
And the water's coming up and he's going, wait, fuck, I can't move. He's going, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Fuck.
Nothing.
Boom, next thing, the water's up to your nose. Fuck, he's like a sleep paralysis.
Yeah.
He's trying so hard to get up right now, but he can't.
And his living assistant's like...
Yeah, but but while this is happening, he feels amazing though.
Yeah.
But he just can't get out of the tub. He's like, fuck.
He's hearing, I'll be there for you.
Gone. And that'd be the worst way to go.
Yeah. We shouldn't laugh about it, but fucking hell. I'm glad that there's some... justice served in that department. You know what I mean?
Yeah. If they're generally like selling it as well too, selling him to a $12 vial for $2,000, that is
crazy.
Wow.
He would have been off his fucking tree if he was accepting that. Like, I don't care how strung out of ketamine I am. If I was on ketamine and someone's like $2,000 for the vial, I'd be like,
no.
What?
Yeah, fucked, cunt. Yeah.
I'll snort coffee beans. I don't know. There's got to be a cheaper alternative here. But then that goes to show he's very wealthy from Friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's done a movie, 17 again with Zac Efron. He's done other little roles.
Yeah.
So he would be wealthy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure the Friends cast still get paid for that show.
Yeah, that'd be royalties, wouldn't there?
Yeah.
Maybe.
But like, man, still.
That's very sad, man. Was he on drugs during Friends?
Yeah, he
wow.
goes on about it. Not the whole time, but he'd go through
towards the end,
stages where, he'd be under the influence on set or this and that.
Shit.
Not the whole time, but
yeah, right.
I'd assume there was points in there where he just went through his peaks and valleys and whatever. But I think he was a little later in life after the show. He obviously didn't come out during the show. Otherwise, I think they would have canned him. But I think he's come out after his career as an actor, and he's like, I was struggling, and you could see it as well. He looked like Jabba the Hutt just if he lost weight. Like his face was just like his face was like this.
Jabba the Hutt.
Yeah, but just very, very like not as fat. But you know how Jabba the Hutt's face sags?
Yeah.
He's just I mean, I know age does that to you, but when you
mix it with drugs,
mixing that with drugs, bro, those are the ones that
fucking Rick James, man. You know Rick James?
Yeah, Rick James.
He I'm pretty sure only passed like 50. See, he was fucking off his guts as well.
I only knew existed from Dave Chappelle's skit.
Dude, bro, so if you want to laugh, and I mean you want to laugh hard, you look up Charlie Murphy explaining his experiences and friendship with Rick James. All right, so I'm going to give you guys a little background story, right? I was literally in bed like last week showing like Chloe, and I was literally cracking up like in hysterics, bro. So the reason that Eddie Murphy started those skits, right, where you can look up these videos of Charlie Murphy. So Charlie Murphy, we all know, is Eddie Murphy's brother, right? So Eddie Murphy still to this day claims he wasn't as much into the drugs and the cocaine and the drinking and the hookers and shit, right? But the reason why I believe it now is because there's been now multiple people saying that, Eddie Murphy wasn't into that shit, right? Then there's an interview with Charlie Murphy, his brother, and Charlie Murphy's going, my brother wasn't into that stuff. He goes, but I was. So obviously then naturally when you're into that shit, Eddie Murphy introduces Charlie Murphy to Rick James. So because Eddie Murphy doesn't do drugs and drink and shit, Rick James starts getting on it with his brother Charlie Murphy. So Charlie Murphy is explaining all these stories, right, of how they're getting on it. Do you know how much money Rick James at one point was spending on cocaine a week?
How much?
$7,000 US.
Wow.
That's like $9,000 Aussie, $8,000 Aussie.
Holy shit.
A week. And he would have been getting that good. That primo shit. He would have been getting that rack where you do a line and you could go cut your lawns and shit.
Yeah.
Doesn't make you feel like shit. It's just top of the range shit, right? So this cunt's right, grilled out of his brain 24/7. And he's got Charlie Murphy just following him around, taking the scraps and shit, right? And same thing. Rick James passed very young. Not very young, but he was like 50, 51. I could have the age wrong, but it was early 50s, I'm pretty sure.
I'm not surprised.
That's still young, man. And you look at videos when he was that age, he looked like Jabba the Hutt. I mean, that's what he said. He goes, man, cocaine was a hell of a drug. He would have been on heaps of shit. Liquor, weed.
Live
all that
fast,
shit.
die hard, I guess.
Weird. Funny little random backstory before we move on to that. Eddie Murphy recorded a song. So they all went to Rick James's house to record the song with Charlie Murphy, of course. They all went together. They ended up getting that much snow, or wherever the fuck the house was. They got snowed in. And they got stuck at the cunt's house for 2 weeks.
Oh my
So
God.
they went on a 2-week bender. And Charlie Murphy, you can look this shit up, bro. There's recorded stories and accounts of this, right? Multiple people have said at that house, those 2 weeks, Rick James had that much drugs, liquor and weed and prostitutes. Every single room of his mansion, God knows how many rooms it was, probably like 12, 13 rooms. Every separate room had a different prostitute in that room with cocaine and alcohol. And Charlie Murphy was just going around from room to room.
Oh, of course.
For 2 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he had his own little in-house brothel.
Yeah. What a time. How come I don't have friends like that?
So many good reasons why.
What a funny cunt.
I feel like you would not be able to stay out of trouble if you had a friend like that. Believe me. You know what I mean? You'd be like, especially Charlie Murphy being the person that he was at that time.
Yeah, rest in peace as well to Charlie Murphy. He's also passed. He was a funny dude, man.
What did he pass from?
Good question. I don't think he was that old.
He was the
either.
younger brother of Eddie.
I think he was older. Apparently, he could throw hands and shit too. There's multiple stories from different people on you. You can look this up on YouTube and shit of him getting into punch ups and shit, protecting Eddie, and he was like a good fighter. He just loved fighting and shit. Yeah, he loved drugs and fighting and shit. So Charlie Murphy death. Yeah, he was only 57 years old, man. Passed in 2017. Oh, that's so unfortunate, man. He passed of leukemia.
Oh, damn. That sucks.
Wow, man. That is so sad. Of all things, too, that got him. That's so sad.
It wasn't the drugs. It
wasn't
was just
the drugs.
leukemia.
It was just, yeah. Yeah, he was a funny dude, too, man. He's got like some funny skits and shit as well. Like, yeah. So he was a good dude.
Just Eddie blew up more.
Yeah, Eddie was just a famous brother.
Yeah.
So literally, Charlie Murphy is and
they look similar. They look quite
identical.
Similar. Yeah.
Charlie Murphy just got famous because of his brother, but he was cool. He was cool. He was the cool brother that everyone fucking loved. This cunt. Yeah. So interesting stuff. I've got a little story. This one's a fucking freaky one, man. Now again, I don't want to butcher the timelines and that. So let me just quickly. So we've got claims, right? There's these things called telomere pills, right? Now, again, I could be butchering some of the names and things, but you can look this shit up yourself, right? It's all I'm trying to explain the same. What I'm trying to explain is correct. I just might have some of the names and shit fucked up. So there's something in your body, right? That it starts. I don't know if it's like a cell or like some part of your DNA or something in your body eventually stops growing or working. That's why we start aging. And it's why we eventually pass, because this thing in our body stops working. Scientists are now testing a pill that gets whatever that is in your body to work for longer.
So anti-aging, essentially.
So apparently these pills
will slow us down.
They're aiming for trying to make it work for up to around 200%. So I don't know what that means in human lifespan. So if the human average lifespan is probably between 70 to 80, 200% of that, what's that? We could potentially be living to like 100 and what? 200 years old, maybe? My math is horrible. What's 200% more of 80, say? 100% would be 100 and something, 170. So this would be over 200 years old. Surely. Unless my math is fucked up. That's fucked, right? But here's the scary thing, right? There's claims that this, of course, this, was it a millionaire? Yeah. So a millionaire started sharing videos and that there was a woman. There was a woman who had a pet German Shepherd, right? And this dog was literally like gone. Its days were numbered. They were waiting for it to pass. So I don't know. Obviously,
I'm still fucking trying to work out what 200% of fucking 80 is.
Well,
what the fuck?
It's just way longer than what we've already got.
200%, is that even a thing? Since when did it go over 100%?
Things can all the time. Yeah,
Okay, fuck.
Yeah, fuck yeah. It's like in trading. You can have a fucking week where you make like 500% and shit. This is the numbers of scale. So this lady apparently somehow gets in contact with the scientist, yada, yada, yada. I don't know who it is. It's probably someone rich. Yeah, she basically goes, look, please. She signed up her dog to be one of the first guinea pigs because obviously they test shit on animals all the time first, right? She signs up her dog to be one of the first guinea pigs. The dog's dying. It's got cancer. It's like, fuck, there's nothing to lose, right? She's claiming that within 48 hours, her dog was up and running around and shit. I'm not saying the cancer was gone. I'm just saying it took a bedridden dog waiting to go
better.
Is now up running around in the backyard and shit like it's a pup again.
Yeah, wow.
Now listen to that again. I'm not saying it killed or cured the cancer,
but it
just remobilized this pooch again.
Yeah.
From death's door.
Fuck.
Could probably still pass on the cancer not long after. I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, at the very least, it can be a medicine used to ease the pain of the final parts of cancer, like as well. And if it's like, if you can alleviate the pain side of things, even a little bit, and they can kind of remain themselves a little bit up until the end, that's something, right?
Mm-hmm.
But who knows? This is early stages, I'm assuming.
Very early stages.
Very early.
Human testing begins in 2025.
Wow. That's not even that long away, bro.
Mid 2025.
Bro, the shit that's coming out now, man. And like, how much will they have that refined in the future?
That's
to the point where longer life is guaranteed. It's just about, depending on what you're working with right out of the gate. Let's just say I've been a pack-a-day smoker for 20 years. Mm-hmm. You've only drank for like 10, and so you're a bit more healthier, right, on paper. Maybe it only lets me live an extra 5 years or 6 years.
Yeah.
But maybe for you live an extra 10 or 12 because you've lived a healthier life. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it would obviously... I could only imagine the success of that drug would be solely dependent on the condition of the vessel that it's introduced into originally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you're, like I said, if you're like a full crack addict, the chances of it working as good for you as it would someone that's never really touched shit and lived a healthy life, you know, maybe that differs. You know what I mean? In how much it works.
And that's why this story is blowing the fuck up, because now everyone's gone about the dog. So it's a 12-year-old German Shepherd that's
old. It's 12-year-old.
It's gone.
Dog.
When you're 12 years old, your days are numbered, right? It had terminal cancer, and it literally brought the dog back from near death. And now there's a big hoo-ha going on about it. And then all the comments were up in arms where they were debating. They're like, dude, this is going to be another thing for the rich now they're getting richer and they're going to be living longer. How expensive are they going to make it? Yada, yada, yada. Then the biggest question is, do you take it?
I would take it if I felt like I had no other option.
But I mean, like, right? So,
or do you mean would you take it?
Are you just taking it in general?
Before you even get sick, you're like, hey, I'm taking it.
You just want to live to 150.
You know what? I would much like the Teslas. You know how you never buy you never buy the first ones because they get the bugs out.
Yeah,
I'd be like waiting for. I'd be like the rats that watch other rats eat the poison and be like, "Is that good or is he going to die?" He rolls over, he dies. Oh, I'm not eating it. I'd just let someone else go. similar to the concept of me at the beach. I always let someone swim further in front of me in case a shark does come, then I can see them get chewed up and then I can run back to shore. You know what I mean?
Apparently, the canine study also happened with 10 other dogs that participated, and the results are going to be shared early next year. But the big hoo-ha is going on about this dog. So can you imagine if all 10 dogs have a similar story where they all survive and keep going? We could be in for some big changes in human life. The question is, you let me know in the comments. Are you an advocate for this? Leave us a speak pipe. Or are you against it? A lot of people are saying that, yes, it's very unnatural, which I agree. But then the biggest question for me is do I generally want to live that long? Not in a morbid way. Right? If I get 70, 80 years, fuck yeah, that's a mad run. Now you could be going 150, 160 years.
As long as the quality...
Can you move still, or are you
that's what I mean.
in a wheelchair?
Yeah, there's no point if you're literally just staying alive as like a vegetable. Like your body, your vessel is done. But you're like, hey, at least I'm alive. I can watch Everybody Loves Raymond or something. Like, what are you going to do for the rest of your life if you can't move?
But if it stops you from aging, though, if it stops the thing in your body from getting older, you could then potentially still be up and about as a 90-year-old.
But you can still die from
car accident,
mortality that doesn't have anything to... you could still die from something that doesn't have anything to do with age. So it's not like you're immortal. But in terms of your organs shutting down like they do when you get older, and that it'll just prevent that. But I don't know. I'm all for it, to be honest. It's a bit weird because you are kind of impeding with the natural thing of life, which is why life is so beautiful. It's so fleeting, and we're such a speck on the big picture of things. We're just a speck. You know what I mean? Are we trying to be more significant by prolonging our existence, which is our existence means nothing. I mean, that's pretty morbid. I don't mean existence means nothing, but like there's bigger things at play here. You know what I mean? There's like people thousands of years ago have gone through their life, and then you get buried at a cemetery. 100 years later, they're buried on top of you. It's just or cremated, whatever you want to go. But it's just like we're just a number, unfortunately. But it's about what we do with our life. You know what I mean? But as the main character of your own story, you always want to live a little bit longer, right?
Of course. But then the thing is that I've just thought of, right?
And I'm scared of death, so I'm...
who isn't? Yeah. You're a fucking liar if you say you're not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Unless
saying?
you're old, and then you might not be scared of it anymore because you've thought about it for so long.
Yeah. But you know what I just thought? Then what happens, right? Let's just say, right, for whatever reason, this is a great success, right? Scientists, the government for once aren't trying to fuck us like they were with COVID and shit. They go, you know what? Fuck it. If you want to do this, obviously if humans are around for longer, we all profit more, yada, 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 hooray, cha-ching, rich old white men get richer. Okay, cool. They'll probably have a price for it, probably be subscription-based, whatever. It won't be cheap, I'm assuming, right? Say this all goes well, it's 2035, 2040, we're all older, we've got kids. This thing's now just kind of on the norm, a mate who takes them, you're kind of like, I'd probably be that guy who pops like maybe one a month just to give me those maybe extra 10 years, right? Whatever. Does then the retirement age go, you now got to work till you're 85, 90 because you're going to live to 150? True or true? They're not going to let us retire at 50, 60 and we're all living to 140, 150.
How dare they let us retire when we're actually old and really feeling good?
Like if I'm 90 and I can still move and go fishing and playing golf and bowling and shit, fucking oath, I might pop a couple of these little blue pills, whatever. But are they going to make you work till you're 90, 95?
That'd be so weird, man. They can't do that. I don't even know if why would the government even have that? Like, why would they even want that to be introduced? Because I feel like the pharmaceutical companies would take a bit of a hit unless this drug causes more problems, which usually when you introduce a foreign substance to your body, it attacks something else in your body, and then all of a sudden you got liver failure because of this. Or, it's like a domino effect sometimes when you introduce new drugs into the market. But essentially, what they're going for is anti-aging, therefore does that mean the sicknesses that you'd get without the drug that you need medication for, are you going to need way less of that, if not any? You're not going to need any. So therefore, are the existing pharmaceutical companies going to be like, man, this one drug's making everyone good again. We're not, they're not buying fucking,
Panadol
or
but think of
OxyContin or anything like.
Think of how much money though the pharmaceutical companies would make off this shit though, right? Because think of it,
on top of the other drugs.
Exactly. For whatever reason this does work in 10 years, it all gets passed, right? The first people that the scientists or governments are going to be selling it to will be the big pharmaceutical companies.
Yeah, that's true.
They'll be buying the shit in bulk. Then they'll be selling it for quadruple the price to profit. And that's what I mean. That's why you know what? For me, in my head, businessman thinking now, I would personally, if I was a pharmaceutical company, do a monthly subscription, 150, 160 Aussie bucks a month, right? And you get sent a bottle of 12 a month or 10 a month for you and your partner. You pop one a week. That's my business way of thinking.
And you'll always have the customers coming back for more if you
monthly subscription.
Yeah. Because who doesn't want immortality? Not immortality, but
to live longer.
To live longer. That's scary, man. It's scary, but it's exciting.
It's
like as long as I have control about whether it does or doesn't enter my body, or how, if you want to shelf it, I'll shelf it. If that's imagine that. The only way you can have it is in the bum.
Up your ass.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like I would only do it if I had proof that it worked. And, like anything, nothing really works 100%, right? But imagine how good it would be after ages if they've just refined it to the point where, it even acts as like a natural libido riser, and it's like a natural Viagra as well as skin anti-wrinkles. Like imagine being a 70-year-old guy with no wrinkles, and your cock, you still wake up like you've had your first boner in year 7 or whatever.
You're still sexual with your wife or whatever at 70-something years old.
Although, let's face it, most women that age don't want that. So you best believe most women in those relationships are flushing their pills. They're putting fish oil tablets, replacing it, being like, this motherfucker wants to fuck too much already. Let's just flush those. The guy's like, I'm still old. I look like I look like an old leather wallet. And my dick is still limp. What's going on?
Imagine you're getting done dirty by your missus, just flushing your pills on you and swapping them. Oh, and she looks great, and your cock still doesn't work. You're like, I'm getting ripped off. I'm paying $100 a month for this shit. Fucking
shit.
Yeah, man. Scary. Let us know. Speak pipe, comments. I'm interested in people's opinions on that one.
Yeah, on these topics that we're talking about as well. Yeah, don't be scared to send something in. In answer to some of these. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let us know.
A northern suburbs mother and father have been charged over a horrific daylight knife attack on their own daughter, only because the 20-year-old Muslim woman, their daughter, was in a relationship with a Christian man, against her faith and father's wishes. The girl's family, her mum and dad, lured her to the Sefton Park shopping centre in November 2021, so 3 years ago, where she was stabbed by her father multiple times. No one called an ambulance, but fortunately, she survived.
Oh.
Now, this is touching on Callan's thing about religion and spirituality and stuff. Even though religion and spirituality, it's good to have, and I respect anyone who has a faith, whatever that faith may be, right? In Callan's case, and as well as many other religious people, it only offers them positive benefits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know Callan. Callan's a fucking sweetheart. You know what I mean? As long as you adhere to those religious beliefs, as it was said in the scripts, whatever it is, the Quran, the fucking Torah, whatever it is, your Bible, it's like then you got those people that ruin it for everyone.
Yeah.
And it casts a big shadow on everything that is religion.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is crazy, right? I don't have children, neither do you. But I can only imagine if it makes me outraged, right? Imagine if you have kids and you hear that story. I feel like that hits a little different.
Yeah.
Like for anyone that's listening, you have kids and you hear that, right? We hear that and we're like, that's fucked. How can you do that?
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But we don't know the love that that you have for a child, for your own offspring. You know what I mean? But to literally lure your kid to a shopping center and stab her multiple times.
That is.
Isn't that? Imagine your mum's like, Iggy, come over.
Boom.
And
she just shivs you in the ribs. Like, you fucking bitch.
For religion. over religion.
Yeah,
bro.
that's everyone knows my views on that shit.
And it's no diss to religion. It's whatever, but it's like
Nah, see, I get
people
heated.
that are religious but fucked up in the head, right?
Yeah.
Religious and fucked up in the head.
Yes,
They
that doesn't mix.
they have the ability to like
do evil shit.
they hide behind their religion in their
Yeah.
actions.
Yes.
That's fucked up. Stabbing someone, religious or not, it's jail time, right? But they think they're doing it for a purpose.
for their faith.
You know what I
right?
mean?
But
When Islam is like a peaceful religion,
it's
like
a very peaceful religion.
but people just it's
yeah,
it's unfortunate for the Muslim community as well because I mean the KKK were Catholics, so and the Catholics don't really get other than pedophile priests. That's all the shade they get. But people don't think of the Christians as KKKs. But unfortunately, when you hear Muslim, a lot of closed-minded people think 9/11, this, that, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
All these things happening, but it's like it's just radicals from all sides.
exactly right. And people seem to forget that Islam is a very peaceful religion.
Yeah.
A true Muslim wouldn't do that shit.
No.
They're very peaceful. Like I said, I have a lot of Muslim friends. I used to play in a soccer team where most of them were all Muslim, and they were fabulous. They were some of the nicest. I still talk to these dudes to this day. Not every day. I'm not saying that. We don't go to the pub every day and have a drink. I mean, every now and then, every couple of months, I'll flick a message on Facebook or they'll flick a message. We still say happy birthday to each other. We still like each other's posts.
Yeah.
Some of the nicest dudes I ever met.
Yeah.
My old soccer coach was one of the dads was a Muslim. One of the nicest guys I ever met. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then you've got the ones that they're not even really religious. They're radicals.
Yeah.
Essentially. And you can get radical Christians.
Yeah.
You get radical fucking
There has
Buddhists.
been. Yeah, yeah.
You get fucking, I don't know what a radical Buddhist is going to do.
Radical
Maybe
Buddhist.
fucking smack you with a bamboo.
I feel like a radical Buddhist would be like slightly crossed person. Like he's slightly angry. You know what I mean? A Buddhist would be like, their radical would be like, I'm not feeling good today.
Yeah.
Like
Bamboo whip.
yeah, yeah. No, but yeah, it's not like
That's
it's just
fucked
a shame you just hear it and it's always the same kind of. It's the same. I don't know what it is. It's like that. I've never understood. You must get with a person from your religion nowadays.
Yeah.
Nowadays.
It's 2024.
I
Cunts are dressing up as furries and shit.
Yeah, you sent me that video of the guy at the airport. Bro, come on.
Can we do
man.
the next special? We dress up as furries.
I'd love that.
How funny would that be? We've got
Yeah.
tails and shit.
Yeah, I'd do it. I mean,
We should get a furry on the pod
oh my God.
and get their views on shit.
He's going to cry, or she.
We've got nothing against furries. We're just
No.
saying.
I mean, I've got everything against him. What the fuck? You're not a fucking animal.
Why
You're
are you a
person.
furry,
Yeah,
though?
yeah. What was I even saying? My brain is... my ADD brain is seriously something to admire.
ding, ding, ding,
Tori
ding,
even
ding,
said,
ding,
like,
ding,
when I
ding,
say
ding.
some shit, she's like, I swear some of the one-liners you say, like, it's just like, your brain is just acting so quick. You just say it and then move on. But I feel like this podcast is the biggest enabler of that, I would say, skill. Because like I legit talk because how many times do we say one-liners and it
keep
even
going.
keep going? You know what I mean? And
fuck
so
it
I
up.
like anyway. But yeah, it's just a shame to see someone people are capable of crazy things, man. And I just don't think they should let religion skew their judgment or their view on life. Like I've never understood. That's where I was going with it. I never understood like back in the day. If you watch like the Vikings or something, do you know how heavily the religious tone was over Vikings? Did you know, like, the Protestants, the Catholics,
Yeah.
and they killed each other.
Pagans, and they used to go to wars over it and
Yeah,
shit.
killed each other, right? Like willy-nilly, right? Nowadays, I just don't get it, man. The arranged marriages even, believe what you want to believe, but even those are a bit like...
Look,
I don't mind the arranged marriages if it's like, if the person that's getting... the marriage, like it's not a love marriage, if they're the person going, you're going with this person, and they're like, I'm kind of happy with the choice, and they're
Yes.
okay with it.
Yeah.
And because they're devout, they're like, they want to keep that tradition. Fair enough. But at what point is it forcing essentially your child to be like, you're going to be with this person, even if you're not happy with them, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, fuck, I'm a devout Muslim or I'm a devout this and that or whatever, but I don't want to
I don't
do
love
this.
this
I don't
person,
like
yeah.
this part of the religion. Like,
Yeah.
can't I just be a devout Muslim or devout, Jew or fucking whatever? Devout Jew. I'm a devout Jew. That's the right term, right?
You don't spend any money and shit. I'm a devout Jew.
I'm a devout
I'm
Jew.
not
I
paying for
never
that.
pay for dinner. Fuck. But yeah, I don't even. A devout Jew. Can we call? Hey, that's the name of this podcast. The Devout Jew. The Devout Jew, bro.
Oh my God, a devout Jew.
Yeah,
How the fuck can
how do
you
we
be a
even come back from
devout
that?
Jew?
I don't know. You have to have those sideburns that hang real low and have to have a large nose.
Dude.
But yeah, I don't know. Religion, man, it's a weird thing.
I generally feel like, I don't care, I'm going to come out and say it. If it's 2024, if you're that person who's been like a devout and acting all crazy and shit over religion in 2024, you need to fucking get the fuck over yourself.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck. It's 2024. We're discovering pills that can stop aging, and you're going on about your fucking book scripture and acting all crazy and doing shit, man. I don't give a fuck. Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. It's 2024, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
If you
maybe back in the 80s and 70s, okay, kind of understand.
Yeah, it's when your religion starts to affect other people in a negative way, and that's legit. Now this 21, mind you, this was 3 years ago, but it's just something that I seen, and I was like, "Holy fuck, that's over religion, man."
In 2022 at the time, 2021, whatever the fuck it was.
Think about it like this: if he's willing to do that to his own daughter, what is he doing to anyone?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's the thing. If I was the judge, I'd be like, apparently the judge full came down hard as on him and was like, this is the most vile thing I've seen, blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, you can't go around doing that just in the for the sake of religion. Like, for what? You know what I mean? But
interesting.
God,
man.
that would have been an awkward dinner with her and her partner the next night. It's like, imagine being like you're the daughter's partner, right? The boyfriend, the Christian guy.
Oh.
And you're like, you're in the hospital bed.
Like,
you're in the hospital room, and she's
shit.
it's like, what happened? It's like, my dad stabbed me because I'm with you. I'm like, so do I not come to family dinner next week?
I just came here to dump you. Again, leave us your opinions, man.
Yeah.
Let's fucking don't be shy, man. Debate the FireCast. I've got one more. Actually, I've got two more. I've got one more thing, and then I'm going to end on something. Unless you've got one more.
I got one more as well.
Okay, beautiful. So this one, Temu factory spotted with a man testing over 10,000 vapes a day.
Was his name Joseph Khalifa?
Okay, it wasn't a Temu factory, but it was a vape factory in China, of course. This motherfucker, I don't mean testing it like it's coming on a conveyor belt and it's puffing out. He's going, yep, work. He's literally puffing on your vape. What? Yep, on the conveyor belt. So technically, when you're getting your 5,000 puff vapes, it's actually 4,999 because it's been puffed by a Chinese kid in a factory. He's actually testing them mouth to lip.
Wow.
Think of how many vapes they'd be pumping out a day in that factory too.
Yeah, that guy would be dying quick.
I don't know. The comments were like, dude, what a hectic job. Yeah. He's just chopping these fucking things.
You'd almost forget you're working, yeah.
Different flavor. I'd have a little speaker there. Fucking wild. He's literally testing them.
On the job.
Yeah.
That's nuts. There's really a job for everything, isn't there?
It's got to get done somehow. This shit's got to get put together by a human. We are not at that stage yet of robots doing everything for us. We're leading towards there, but not everything. Can a robot make a fucking vape and test it and then go, yeah? No.
That's kind of scary. They're that unknown to us, the vapes, what we're consuming, that robots are even like, let's stay away from this for now.
No.
Yeah.
We're still getting humans to do that shit.
Yeah, let's not fuck with this death capsule. You know what I mean?
That fucking, do you reckon he enjoys his job?
100%. Yeah, I mean, how upsetting would it be? Everyone's thinking, yeah, it's a mad job, but we think he's sitting there happy as. Imagine if he hates vapes.
Oh,
and
yeah,
he's like, oh.
He's literally like a bag of bones.
He's bump puffing. He's like, yeah, that works. He's not even actually doing it. Fucking hell.
He's a bag of bones, the poor cunt. He's fucking, I don't want it anymore. Keep smoking. You'll smoke now. Smoke now.
Okay.
Poor fucker.
Did you hear that they've changed the alphabet song?
No.
Oh my God, listen to this.
Oh no.
I like it.
But not everyone agrees.
The old song was like fine.
As a teacher, do
you think that the new version is better?
I actually do. Each note gets a letter, and so it's way clearer for the kids.
So they go the LMNOP. It's not A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P. It's H I J K L M N O P.
Oh, they will slow it down.
They slow it down. So because in the teacher's defense, just there as you heard, they reckon that it slows it down for the students to understand it better. Right.
This is why all youngins are dumb. We're dumbing everything down for these cunts.
It doesn't work, bro. Like back in the day when before you knew like flow and music, when you would just learn the alphabet, like, that LMNOP was my favorite part.
That's
it's
like the rap part.
LMNOP.
Yeah.
Q R S. It's like you like flow. It's like you learn like flow control. You go from A B C D E F G H I J K L M N O P. Now it's like it's the same the whole way. It doesn't make sense.
You know what I was thinking too the other day, right? Is that
can't change it
with the direction we're going in life. I reckon by the time, not when we have kids, but I reckon when our kids have kids, think of all like the blokes you work with, right? Those men that are like hard yakka, hard work, do 12 hours a day, 15 hours a day, easy, minimal. You only have one cold left over lunch, right? We've all been through that. That's considered a man. It's hard yakka, right? That's a dying breed. And that's dying out, right? I reckon by the time our kids have kids, or maybe when our kids have kids, we could then finally start seeing the whole like only 4-day work weeks and 5-hour shifts. That becomes a new 8-hour because people are just soft. These generations are coming up so soft. They're just going to eventually refuse to do that shit. Which I'm on both sides of the fence. I hate working, and everyone knows how much I used to complain about my old job when I was doing 15, 16 hours a day and shit, no breaks, yada, yada, yada. I get it. But there's something about that fucking kind of mans you up a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
And do you think are you relating it to the alphabet song because you think they're trying to change the norm?
They're just making everything
easier.
Like how much more
or
easier?
Different?
No, just easier. How much more easier do you want to make life for these motherfuckers? It's gonna get to the point where these motherfuckers are gonna. No one's gonna want to work and shit. They're gonna be like, no.
They can't even be bothered to say the alphabet song right. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. I don't know. This is weird. Just things I was thinking
don't
about.
give a fuck what the new alphabet song may be. I'm going to teach my future kids the old alphabet way. Yeah. But then again, the teachers in the school that's when all the learning gets learnt. You know what I mean? In terms of if you enroll your son or your daughter into a school and the teacher's like, right, A B C D L M N O P, and like, oh, you know, guys can have vaginas and penises. So you only have a certain control of what your kid gets taught. You know what I mean? But I know it's not a big deal, the alphabet change in the song, but it kind of is, bro. It's weird. It is kind of weird. When I say that, I'm like, at the end of the day, I don't care personally to the point where it's not like I use the motherfucking song. After a certain age, it shouldn't matter. But it's another example, like you said, of they're just trying to change. Don't fix it if it's not broken.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd like to think if you're in school and you have the alphabet song, how it was before, that you know your alphabet. You know what I mean? I feel like if you don't, you just need to study a bit more, bro. I don't know. Or you need to get your head checked because it's not that hard.
Well, Megalodon was saying apparently at one of the schools that his son goes to, they have a kitty litter apparently in the bathroom for the kids that pretend to be furries.
I was on that podcast. Yeah, that's crazy.
That is what?
Yeah.
That can't be true. That sounds unbelievable to me. They've got so you're telling me there's a kid or a few kids that are shitting in that thing or pissing in that kitty litter because they think
like you tell me you're going to use the urinal and you're like, oh wait, I forgot, I got to shit in this kitty litter. You know what I mean? Like,
do you reckon they wait till no one's in there and they quickly try to rush over to the urinal to piss normally and someone comes in and go, oh no.
I reckon it'll get that normalized where they'll be waiting for the litter box. Like, there'll be a line for the litter box. Imagine that. And teachers are supposed to just
I'm homeschooling my kids, dude. I think. By the time I have kids, man, shit's going to be fucking weird. All right, last one for us. Last one for us. Just cool little dot points I can fire off that I was reading. Scariest things you've heard about the dark web. This would have been a good Reddit corner topic. Actually, you know what? I'm going to save that.
Yeah?
Yeah, because that actually is a great Reddit story. Yeah.
Save that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm saving that. Okay, I'm saving that. So I'll do another one. Last one. Unsolved mysteries in the human universe. This one was cool. The bloop. It's the loudest sound ever with a range of about 5,000 kilometers. It wasn't man-made, and it was several times louder than the loudest animal on the earth, which is the blue whale. It is now believed that sound was created by some kind of deep sea monster.
So it was just a loud sound?
Apparently, it was just a really loud recorded sound that stretched over 5,000 kilometers. They can't explain it. Louder than the loudest animal, blue whale. Number of murders taking place.
Maybe it was a blue whale climaxing underwater.
Blue whale using the kitty litter. Number of murders taking place in Texas between Dallas, Houston, and San Antonio along the highways is actually terrifying. There have been assessments that there may be up to 12 serial killers working that one area. So one little stretch of like highway.
Where's this?
On a highway between Texas and Dallas.
Wow. And
then apparently it just goes on a bit more if it actually is like a documentary on it and shit.
What's the doco called? Do you know?
Texas Killing Fields.
True.
Fucking weird. And that's it. They're my points. Just thought I'd quickly fire those off. They were kind of like these weird little mystery things that people were talking about. I thought they were cool. But that also could have been a fucking Reddit.
Yeah, all of those I feel like.
Interesting. But I'm gonna save the what was it? The dark web ones.
Yeah,
that's gonna be because it's DZ's choice next.
Turn,
so
yeah.
that will do us, I think, man.
Fucking oath.
Man.
We went strong tonight, eh? Just that it's with it. Bro, I knew we'd go. That's what I'm saying at the start.
When the supervisor's gone.
When Dylan was like, I can't make it, I was like, you hang back, boss. Let me and Iggy.
My time to shine.
Yeah, me and Iggy go freelance.
Free
you know
range,
what I mean?
free range.
Yeah, because I feel like, don't get me wrong, it's if it wasn't for DZ, right, and his interesting takes on things, but his ability to pull us back when we get a bit too. But every now and then, I like when it's kind of like when you're at school and there's Mufti Day, and you're like, wait, I don't have to wear the uniform, and then we're like, you know what I mean? But it's a bit more unhinged, but I think every now and then that's what the people want, unhinged. You know.
Let me know if you want me to get rid of DZ.
Yeah, the way we're saying it, we're like,
we will sack him.
What?
We will sack him.
There's always a little bit of a hole in my heart when someone's gone. It's always a bit of a, but it's gotten to the point now where we've done it for that long. We've done solo ones before. You know what I mean?
So we're chilling, man.
Yeah.
Like we're chilling. Like there can be a time where, like I said, if we're all off, we can do solo. I can call Mr. Meagley. I can call Jezza from the Safe Boys. I can call Cal. It's just it always.
And we even talked before while we were not recording, where Chloe promised that next time DZ is off,
she's coming on.
Chloe would jump in.
She's going to jump in midway.
DZ.
She's a shy girl, but she will do it. She'll
for the news corner at least.
For the news corner, yeah. Well, boys, episode 123. Yeah, because this is actually going to come out in 2 weeks.
True.
123. As always, guys, please let us know. Speak pipes, any opinions on what you've heard. Don't be fucking shy. We love it. Like tonight, the amount of speak pipes we had tonight was fucking
crazy,
wild.
Yeah, I appreciate anyone leaving the speak pipes.
Fucking hope we appreciate it, Joey.
Salut.
As always, guys, thank you very much.
Cheers.
Choo.